because back then, we never talked about mental health or anything, in the 90s.
Not like now.
Not right now.
Yeah.
So I didn't know who to turn to except the priest. And of course, he's not a trained therapist, but you're taught that priests can help you, to trust them.
Right.
So he would just tell me, oh, pray. But that didn't help me.
Yeah.
It's like, that didn't help me at all.
Right.
So I was like, well, how much can I really trust this person when, all he can tell me is pray. I've been praying all my life, and here I am still, like, with anxiety and depression and all of that. But then the problem is that all the people blaming illegal immigrants and immigration in general is like, are you actually affected, or are you just being racist?
Okay.
Which I think is the problem. People are just being racist. Because I've never been affected directly by... I can't say, oh, this illegal immigrant took my job, or this illegal immigrant did something to me.
Right.
And maybe it's like small-minded of me, but it's just from experience.
Sure.
I've just never seen a negative impact due to illegal immigration. When I went to visit their church, they were like, oh no, we just want to show you around, and I like believed them, and they like literally tried to drag me into like their like this little like bathroom like shower area where they baptize people.
Oh
they like
gosh.
literally dragged me there.
Wow.
I'm so glad I'm like too heavy for them. I was like I'm so glad this like little Korean women can't like really like they struggled, but there was like 5 of them dragging me.
Are you kidding? Forced baptism.
Yep.
Wow.
But they couldn't do it. But then when I went to church, like later on, they started having just some guy give it to like the mass, and I was like, what is this? Who is this guy?
I mean, as opposed to the priest?
Yeah. Okay. I was like, what is? It was such a disappointment, and like to see, it's like all my life I've been told how sacred this is, the body and blood of Christ.
Yeah.
And then now this random guy who's not a priest, there's this holy thing, and now just some random person can just give it out. Like, so was I lied to? I felt lied to.
Hey there. Thanks for listening. If you have been enjoying this show, please spread the word around. Word of mouth is the only way that others will hear about it. I also love hearing from you, so please send me an email at whycan'twetalkaboutthat@proton.me and let me know all of your deepest and darkest secrets. Or just tell me what you think of this episode, or the show in general. Thank you so much. For today's episode, I sat down and had a wonderful discussion with Raquel Ramirez. Raquel works as a confidential technician at City Hall. In her free time, she likes to spend too much time watching YouTube videos, keeping her plants from dying, talking to her fish, and dabbling in arts and crafts. She's also a multiple cups a day coffee drinker, despite not liking the taste all that much. She spent some time living in South Korea, and, to top it all off, like me, she is an only child, which is pretty much the coolest thing that you could be. Enjoy the conversation.
Good to go?
That's good to go.
All right.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, so I start off with just like 3 kind of rapid fire questions that are going to be simple answer, like yes or no, or just like a 1-word answer.
Okay.
And then I'll let you flesh them out later.
Okay.
They're going to have to do with the 3 topics: the music, politics, spirituality. So the first one is, if you had to pick just one genre of music, what would your favorite be?
Rock, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rock. Okay. That's kind of broad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can it be all subgenres of rock, or just the one?
No, you could be rock. Yeah, in fact, the last one I did, that's what she said the same thing. She's
rock,
like, just rock.
for sure.
I was like, well, what do you mean? Like classic rock, punk rock,
All of
heavy
them.
metal? Like there's so many different kinds.
Metalcore.
Yeah, exactly.
All
So,
of them.
okay, so you're more of a rock person, which is interesting because we started talking 21 Pilots and they're not really rock.
I would consider them
Sometimes they're kind of rock, I guess. That's true.
like alternative rock,
Maybe. Yeah. But then like the early stuff is kind of rappy.
A little bit.
So.
But even them, I've always considered them to be
kind of
rock.
rocky, yeah. Okay, I could see that, especially like when Trench came in, and then what's that first single called? where he's got the bass. He's got that bass.
Yeah.
Doom, doom, doom,
Oh my
doom,
God.
doom, jumpsuit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh man. Yeah, we're definitely talk about them because we both really, really like that band.
And then, of course, I won't remember a single thing about them or the songs.
Just because you'd be on the spot.
Yeah.
But you've seen them how many times?
3 times now,
Okay.
I think.
Same
or
as me.
2 or 3,
okay.
yeah.
I've seen them 3 times. So, all right. The second question is politically, do you tend to lean more right or more left?
Left? Definitely.
Okay. Definitely. Wow.
Yeah.
You're solid left. Okay.
Yeah.
And in one word, describe your spiritual beliefs.
I was raised... Oh, one word, sorry. That is not one word. Catholic.
Okay.
There.
Yeah. It can be more than one word.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be only one word. Okay. Cool. So let's... I like to kind of just start like... I don't really... I mean, I know you, but I don't really know you. Like, we worked together, what? How long ago was that? Quite a while.
Yeah.
How long were you at the library? Was it years?
I want to
Okay.
say 6 years?
Okay.
Maybe?
Okay.
Because I was started in Guadalupe and then Orchid.
Oh,
and
that's
then,
right. You started in Guad. That's where I started, too.
Yeah. So I guess, like, at Santa Maria, I guess it was more like 2 years,
Okay.
2-3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then even there, you kind of bounced around to different...
Yeah, I was upstairs.
Yeah.
And then Cirque, and then what else? No, I think that was it,
And then,
right?
then you escaped.
Then I escaped. Yay! Freedom! No.
But you're still in the city.
Yeah.
And which department do you work for now?
IT, I'm in IT.
Oh,
division.
okay. Oh, with Michelle then?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I heard you say your listener episode.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's
oh,
what I
okay.
was like, I know her.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
went,
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Her fiance came on too. I did an episode with him.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool.
What's his name?
Brian?
Brian,
yeah,
right.
Brian,
Yes.
yeah. Who I didn't know him at all when he came over. Yeah, that was a fun one.
Yeah.
So now you're in IT and you've been there for how long?
Just July 1st was my first year with IT, but before then I was in city manager's
Okay, I was
office.
gonna say because you.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you're all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay, well
It's
that's fun.
That's pretty good. I like that, moving around, getting
Yeah.
to know everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
It's quite
See,
nice.
that's because I don't have that because I feel like I go to those city open houses and I just hang with the library people.
Yeah, true.
And I don't really know. I know a couple other people in other departments, but not very many. So it's kind of like, I know the whole point of this is to get to know other people.
But you're like, no, yeah.
I don't want to talk to these people I
know.
don't know. Like this is, I know. It shocks people when they hear that I'm not really an outgoing person. They're like, dude, you have a podcast. You like, sometimes you have people come over that you don't even know at all, and you just talk to them for hours. It's like, how do you do that? I was like, well, that's different. That's different than like being in a social setting where like, oh, hi, I'm Ryan. Shake your hand. Nice to meet you or whatever. I've never been that guy.
Yeah,
you know?
well, here you're in your home. You
Right,
know.
right.
There's safe space and
Yeah,
everything. It's
exactly.
quite comfortable.
Yeah, for sure. All right, cool. So family life, you don't have kids, right?
No kids,
Okay, no kids.
single.
Single, okay.
I had a hamster. He was my baby, but he passed away. Yeah, like, what was it? Yeah, a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, it's recent.
Very recent.
Oh, that sucks.
It was sad.
Was he old?
He was an old man. I had him. He was a little old man, my cute baby. I had him for 2 years, but I adopted him from the animal shelter, so I'm not really sure how old he was.
Was it a teddy bear or like a dwarf?
It was a Syrian, long-haired Syrian. He was all white, but only had like some black spots on his ears.
Really?
He was so cute.
And it was a hamster? I don't think I've ever seen a white hamster before. Okay.
He was all white, like a fluffy little guy.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay. I used to have rodents too when I was growing up. I had rats. I had hamsters. Have you seen those little dwarf hamsters?
Yes, I had one when I was in Korea. I had a little, what are they called? Russian dwarf hamsters?
Oh, yeah.
She was also a white one. It just,
was yours nice?
Yeah, she was so brave.
Because mine was mean.
Oh, no, mine was
really cute, but the meanest thing I've ever... And my rat actually killed it. Sorry, I don't know if that's too shocking.
No,
but,
I mean, a little bit.
I mean, it wasn't on purpose. I mean,
like...
my rat broke out of his... Because I had him in two separate... what do you call them? Cages or kind of things.
Yeah.
And he broke out. I don't know how he got out of there. He broke out of there when we were gone. So I didn't see it happen, but I came back and I could only assume he did it because the hamster was dead and then and he was still kind of crawling around my room. I was like, and I was young. I was probably like 14 or 15 at the time, so it was kind of like...
Well, hamsters are extremely territorial, so I'm thinking the hamster started it.
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
Honestly, 'cause I don't love rats, but I know they make great pets.
Okay.
So I kind of can't see.
My rat was chill.
It. Yeah.
Maybe the rat just got into the thing just to say hi. Hey, I've always wanted to meet you. I see you over there across the room,
Yeah.
And the hamster's like, get out of my cage. I'm going to kill you, or whatever. You're probably right. That's probably what happened. Because that hamster was a jerk.
Oh, no.
Total jerk. I couldn't even hold him.
Oh.
Yeah, which is like, why have a hamster if you can't even play with him or hold him or nothing?
Like, my hamster, he didn't like being held for too long, but he trusted me enough to let me pick him up and pet him a little bit. But after a minute, he was done. He, wanted to get out of my hands, and I was like, I respect that. You let me love on you for a little bit, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, okay.
And then my first hamster, she was a girl. I called her Squishy. Oh, so cute. And, she was brave. She heard a noise, and, instead of hiding, she would, run up to me.
Oh, really?
Whatever, just to see what I was doing, because I would let her roam for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, but
did you feel safe with her and how knowing she was there to protect you if anything prowlers came around?
No, not quite. Not quite. She was a little too small. I mean, always my fear with hamsters is oh my God, am I gonna accidentally step on you?
Yes.
That is always a fear, but I just let them roam because they're just in a small cage. Well,
you mean you just let them cruise around your house?
Yeah, I block off areas because I didn't want them going under, especially the fridge, because I live in a studio.
Oh, okay.
So everything's in one.
Just one big room, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So I would block off kind of my bedroom, living room area, and just let them roam in there. And then. But with my first one, I was very ignorant of how to take care of hamsters. Sorry, my phone is buzzing.
Oh, you're fine.
How to take care of hamsters, so I didn't realize how much space they really needed.
Okay.
So now that I know, I feel so bad. I didn't take care of her the best way.
But now you know better.
But now I know better.
So all your future hamsters are going to have great lives over there.
Like kings and queens they are.
Yeah,
yeah, I love it.
Well, I used to put them we used to have the ball. You put them in the ball and let them cruise around on that, but
those are really bad for them.
Are they really?
And I did the same, I thought, because that's what you get at the pet shop. They even give it to you for free.
Right.
And no, you're not supposed to do that. So no, with this one, I just blocked off where I didn't want him crawling under stuff, and then just let him.
And all the time?
Yeah, every day.
You go to you let him out first time, or you leave him out all the time?
Oh no! I just let him out for 30 minutes
while you're watching him. Okay.
Yeah, and then
I was like, man, that's kind of gnarly. Just to let him run loose all the time.
No, because he would bite cables. I had to really watch him bite cables, crawl up the curtains. He loved climbing. Okay. He was a weird little guy. He loved climbing.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And do you ever want to have more than one? At a time, so they can be friends and stuff?
Oh no, they're extremely territorial and they'll
like
kill
to be
each
alone.
other.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they will. So that's why I think your hamster started it with the rat.
Okay. But rats would be friends if you had two rats for a pet. Okay.
Yeah, but no, hamsters, no, they need to be solitary.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't think that from such a cute little creature, but nope.
Then I wonder, how do they continue to procreate? Every once in a while, they're like, okay, now I want to be with a female, I'm ready.
I'm not sure how the introduction process works, but you do need to separate them after some time.
Okay.
But I'm not really sure how they breed them. Yeah.
Makes you wonder, in the wild, if they're just dying all the time because they're just fighting constantly.
Yeah. I know you hardly ever hear about wild hamsters, but they're out there.
I wonder, are they though?
Yeah.
Is it other parts of the world? Maybe is that where they come from?
I'm not really sure where they are, but I've seen pictures of wild hamsters eating flowers, and they're so cute and adorable.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I figure that's probably just one of those things Americans have kind of domesticated and brought from somewhere else. And
I don't know where they come from. I haven't looked into that.
Yeah, because you can go around and you can find mice and rats and stuff will just be out in the wild in our areas and stuff. But you never hear of a restaurant having a hamster infestation or anything like that. So
yeah, I have no idea.
Okay. What was your hamster's name that just passed?
Oh, Iggins.
Iggins.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that short for something, or is it?
No, it's from a character in Invader Zim.
Okay.
So
I know
it's a cartoon from my childhood.
What's it called?
Invader Zim. It's an alien. He's a green alien. Yeah.
That was the name of the show? Mm-hmm. Invader Zim. Mm-hmm. How have I never heard of this?
It's from the early 2000s.
Okay. Maybe that's why. Maybe I'm just old.
Maybe.
How old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay, so I'm only 10 years older than you. Okay.
Maybe you did hear about it.
Maybe I was just oblivious. Maybe there was a time in my life where I was focused on other stuff.
Yeah, I wonder. I was I think I was like 10, so maybe you're already in your 20s, no interest in cartoons.
Maybe.
When it came out, yeah.
Well, we had our first kid when I was 20.
Okay, yeah.
So I was in full dad mode at that point.
Yeah,
So.
I know, yeah, no.
That's when life went,
Oh my goodness.
All right, you're not a kid anymore. Now it's time to grow up. And of course, I didn't grow up, but in a lot of ways, I kind of had to. But yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how was your youngest 17? Like,
Yeah.
good Lord, man.
Well, that's my youngest daughter.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
our
gosh.
youngest is my second son. So we have 4.
Okay.
Yeah, our oldest is 26. She's married and pregnant.
Okay.
And then we have a 23-year-old son, and then the 17-year-old daughter is the one who has Ollie, and then our youngest is another boy, Asher. He's 15, and he's like 6'4".
Oh my God.
He's huge. It's like, dude, like what happened to you? And it's not
Did
even
you
done.
grow?
I'm like,
Oh my
dude, you're
God.
gonna, and you know he's gonna keep growing even more and more. And of course, he's at that age where it irritates him every time he sees people he hasn't seen in a while.
Oh.
My gosh, you've gotten so big. He's like, stop saying that. It's like, well, son, I haven't seen you in 2 years.
Yeah.
You're like 3 feet taller than
my
you were last time.
gosh.
So but yeah,
Yeah.
but it's fun, navigating all that stuff. And now with the grandbaby coming, and that's gonna be December, so that'll be exciting. Yeah. And people say, oh, do you want more kids? No.
Now you
kidding?
have grandchildren.
Yeah, exactly. It's like our youngest is 15. Why would I want to start all over again? Are you kidding me? But it's been fun. But we started early, so it was it wasn't on purpose starting early, because my wife, who wasn't even my wife at the time, was only 17 when she got pregnant, because she's younger than me, but she was 18 by the time she gave birth. But yeah, I was 19, she was 17 when we found out that we were pregnant. I was like,
Oh my God.
yeah, it wasn't a happy time. It was like, whoa, wait, what? I mean, she was still in high school, so it was like,
Oh, boy.
ooh, what's our parents going to think about that,
no.
But
Yeah.
but we, decided to go for it. So we did, and yeah, it did work out. So, I mean, it's somehow, looking back on those days, it's like, man, that was like, how do we do that? I mean, I lived with my parents for like the first 3 years of my daughter's life, and then we moved into low-income housing, and then we were there for a long time, and then until we had too many kids and made, you get to a certain income level, you can't live there anymore.
Oh.
So they actually told us we had to leave, and then that's when we moved in here.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's just been quite a ride, so... But fun. I wouldn't trade it, you know, and all the bumps and all the stuff that went in between. So, all right, cool. Let's jump into some music stuff. So, do you consider music to be like a big part of your life, like something you really enjoy on a regular, or is it kind of like just like a background noise for you?
Yeah, no, I listen to music every single day before going to work. It's part of my ritual, pretty much.
Okay,
It's
nice.
fun. Gets me pumped up for the day, I guess.
Okay. Do you have a certain kind of like a pump up mix, like a playlist?
No, just whatever is on my playlist.
Okay.
Yeah, I change it every once in a while. Add stuff, remove stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing.
Because I have a specific pump up. It's literally called Pump Up.
Oh.
That's the name of a certain playlist I have, and that's what I listen to if I need to be pumped up. I'm like, especially if I'm driving, because I know people that say, "Oh, I just throw on like Beethoven or something while I'm driving." I was like, I love that kind of stuff, classical music, but I cannot listen to it while I'm driving.
No.
That's like if I'm going to sit down and read for a while, then I'll throw that on. Because if I do that while I'm driving, I'm falling asleep.
Yeah.
I need something like heavy, that's
Yeah.
going to keep me awake and
Yeah.
stuff, or dancey or something. So what? I mean, I like to go all the way back and be like, what's the earliest you can remember enjoying music?
Well, the earliest I can remember was when I lived in Mexico, and I will be listening to Thalia and like Selena.
Okay. I know that one.
Yeah. Who else?
Everybody knows Selena.
Selena. Yeah. Who else was I listening to? Like just like Mexican music, pretty much, because that's what my relatives used to listen to.
Okay.
Like Los Tucanes de Tijuana. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
I've heard of Tijuana.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Okay.
Tijuana Toucans. I don't know how to translate that.
Oh, like toucan, like the bird. Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
Is that kind of like mariachi kind of music, or?
It was like banda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
it was
didn't know
like
what that
upbeat and happy.
Okay.
And it was good and fun, catchy songs.
Nice.
Yeah. So I would listen to that. And then growing up, my mom she was born in 1950, so she would listen to like all the oldies. So I grew up listening to those. I like those as well.
Okay.
And then of course like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until I don't know how old I was, but I was watching MTV back when we had MTV.
Back when they played music
When
on
it
MTV.
played, yeah. So I was listening to that, and then this like weird like video came on, and I was like, oh, this is like, it immediately, like, the vibe was weird. I was like, what is this? I kept watching, and it was Crawling by Linkin Park.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and that was like, that opened my mind to like
to the rock kind of stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
And I loved it ever since then. So that's like the big one.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that was the first song I heard by them too, because I think that was their first single, right?
I don't know.
That was at least the one that kind of put them on the map. They might have had one before that nobody really paid much attention to.
Like paper.
Yeah, maybe it was. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
But yeah, that was
but
like
when Crawling hit, it was like, oh my gosh, what is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that too. That blew my mind.
And it felt like I finally found my taste.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't just whatever everybody else was listening to, like my parents, friends, whatever. It was something that I liked, that I found on my own. So that was fun.
Nice.
Yeah, it felt like, this is mine.
Yeah.
This is me. This is my music.
How funny. Okay, that's really cool.
It's
and when you shared that with like other people in your family, were like, ew, what is that garbage?
Yeah, my of course, my family has no interest. It was too loud,
Yeah.
And then my friends were still listening to like all the pop stuff. Hip hop was like already pretty popular. I mean, some pop punk. I had some friends that like to listen to that, but I feel like Linkin Park was mostly mine.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, this is cool.
Okay. Yeah. And I remember, like I said, I remember first hearing that, and then when I bought the album, the Hybrid Theory album, I was just like, is there a bad song on this album?
Yeah.
It's like, this whole thing is phenomenal. And I think I bought it as soon as Crawling had released, so I didn't really, that was before they released like In the End and like some of the other stuff. So I remember hearing In the End before it was even on the radio. I was like, oh my gosh, this, because it's such a good mix of the rapping and the singing and the whole, and that was like so cool about their sound,
Yeah, and that's what I think that's what grabbed my attention. All the rapping and the combination is just so good.
Yeah, and that whole, I don't even know what you call that. I call it rap rock, but I think I'm sure there's an actual name for it. But I think that did such a number on people, because I still remember back when it was like people were kind of not really stuck on their own doing, but they were like, oh, I only listen to hip hop. Oh, I only listen to heavy metal. I only listen to country. Like everybody was so cliquey with music, and they wouldn't go anywhere. And I fell in the same boat too. Like I grew up listening to nothing but rap. That was it. Had guitars, I wanted nothing to do with it, right? But then it seemed like somewhere around, was that maybe the late to or mid to late 90s when bands like Limp Bizkit and some of these bands that were coming out that were combining the rock with the rap. And everybody's like, "Oh, wait a minute! I could do this, right? This is kind of cool, because it's got the heavy guitars, but then he's rapping, so that's kind of cool." And then Linkin Park came in shortly after that, and then of course, there's been a million different bands that do that now. But well, that we're doing that, that's kind of a genre that's fallen off, unfortunately. But
21 Pilots kind of
21 Pilots, yeah, which again is, to me, is like, they fall into a camp all their own. And even though when I turn on the radio now, a lot of times I hear bands that sound so much like 21 Pilots that I think, is that them? Is this just a song I've never heard?
Yeah.
But then it's not. I'll look it up and say, oh, this is some other band, but all the copycats kind of followed suit. I don't know if it was on purpose, or it was like, hey, these guys are making a lot of money, let's do that. Or if it's just influence, because we're all influenced by stuff we listen to. But so let's go there. We'll backtrack after this, but let's kind of go there now that we've talked about it twice already with 21 Pilots. So I want to know how you came into that. Like, what was the first time you heard 21 Pilots?
I was working. What was I working at? It was like a secondhand store.
Okay.
Down on North Broadway. It doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, okay.
And they had Pandora just playing on repeat, and then it was. Yeah, that song. I can't remember if it was Stressed Out or Ride that came out. Okay. But yeah, I liked it. I was like, okay, this is good. Yeah. It's fine. I think it was Stressed Out that came out. Okay. And then it was repeated like all the time. I got a little tired of it. But then like Ride came out and I was like, ooh,
which was a totally different style, right? Yeah. More kind of reggae sound to that one. Yeah.
So that one, I think was the one I loved a lot. Okay. And then, so I kind of started paying more attention, listening to them. And then I realized that I had heard of 21 Pilots before when whatever song they released first with Fueled by Ramen. I don't remember what it is.
Well, their first...
I can't remember.
Was Vessel their first album with Fueled, or was Glory Face the first album with Fueled by Ramen? I can't remember which one was their first.
I think it was Vessel, right? I think it was Vessel. Oh, I don't know.
Well, because Vessel, the first single they have, that was Guns for Hands. Mm-hmm. But then they did, what else they do on that one?
I know, I'm trying to...
Was it Semi-Automatic or...
What was the one where...
Or then there's the ukulele one that was popular, House of Gold.
I love that one.
Yeah, that was a cool one.
Such a good song.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever, that's the first song they released with them.
Okay.
I can't remember because, of course, I can't remember.
But you remembered it after the fact when you heard Ride and Stressed Out.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I do know these guys from a previous one.
But it's funny because I listened to that song and I was like, nah, it's too much to what I used to listen when I was a teenager. And I wanted something different. Okay. So I wasn't...
Okay.
I wasn't in love with them. I was like, no, it's just more of the same.
Okay.
I want something else. A little more hard, you know? A little more rock.
Which is interesting because the way I came into it was with Guns for Hands was the first song I ever heard. And it came on the radio. And I was digging it. And I was like, okay, this is cool. He's kind of singing and it's, it's got kind of a cool kind of a beat and a melody and stuff. But then that part in the middle where it goes, yeah. And then it stops and that rap beat comes in and he starts rapping, I lost my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
And then I just kept listening to that over and over. I found out, I think I ended up buying just that song because I wasn't sure if like the rest of it was going to be good or not. I didn't want to buy the whole album. So I just got that song and I just playing it over and over everywhere I'm driving around listening to it. And then some friends of ours said something like months later and they said, oh, have you heard this album Vessel? And I was like, no, who's that by? And they said, oh, 21 Pilots. I said, oh, Guns for Hands. They said, yeah, but have you heard the whole album? And I was like, no. And they let me borrow it.
Yeah.
And I listened to it and I was like, oh my gosh, as much as I love Guns for Hands, it's like one of the worst songs on the album. Like all the rest of it's so much better. Like I was like, this is fantastic. Yeah. And listening to the kind of the way they did all that. And then, so I didn't come in the beginning because they had a self-titled and they had regional and then Vessel was their third one. And that's where I came in, and then obviously the whole rest of the world, everybody came in with Blurry Face as soon as Stressed Out. And I still remember hearing Stressed Out going, oh, wow, this is awesome. Yeah. This is really, really cool. And then, of course, the whole Blurry Face album was phenomenal. And I think we kind of talked about this a little bit, but it's like, and then we got to Trench, which was great too, and then Scaled and Icy, we're like, what's going on, right? With that one,
was weird.
And it was weird only because now, if that was just another band that I'd never heard, and Scaled and Icy was their first album, and I listened to it, I'd be like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But coming off of Blurry Face and Trench to that, you're like, what is this?
I know.
You know?
I don't know. For some reason, I thought it was just like bonus tracks. For some reason it felt like bonus tracks because of the pandemic.
Yeah, right?
That's what it felt like.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a bit random although I guess everything they do is not really random. It all fits into the lore, which I'm not very well versed in.
But don't you wish you were? See, I'm not either. I try to understand it all and I can't grasp it.
Yeah, it's when Trench came out, and I kind of tried joining the whole Twitter thing that they did. It was really hard to keep up. Yeah, I was like, no, I'm just too late into the whole lore thing. I don't.
Well, and it's hard because that's all people's opinions, like just fans, and you don't even know if that's even true. That's what I had a hard time with, and that's why I keep saying I hope once they release this next album and the whole story's over, that they'll maybe release a book or something. Yeah. Where Tyler will say, no, this is what it means. Yeah. This is the whole story from beginning to end and how all the songs fit in. That would be the best thing in the world. I would probably cry if they put something like that. That's how excited I would be.
I did get the booklet with the Clancy album.
Did you? Because it was sold out. I couldn't get it.
I got it.
Was there anything cool in it?
I haven't read it.
Oh, man.
It was around the time where I moved, so I got it. I looked at it, put it away because I was moving, and I don't know where it is. Okay. So it's there somewhere. Oh. I remember getting to one for my friend because we did like a Christmas thing. Okay. It was for Christmas. I just got it for her. Okay. But I haven't read it.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
I was so bummed because I saw that they had that, and I thought to myself that it might be, because this is back when we all thought Clancy was going to be the end of the story, right? And I was like, oh, maybe that's him telling the whole story. It's like, oh, so cool. So I saw how much it was on the website. I was like, ooh. So I went and I talked to my wife, because when you're married, you got to make big purchases when you're both on the same page. For sure. And I talked to her that night, and she's like, we're going by. I said, well, this is why I want this one and not just the album. I want to have this booklet and stuff. She's like, okay. then I go back the next day, it was sold out.
Oh my god!
I was like, oh man!
No.
And when I looked at the price, so her and I were talking about it, there was some left, and then the next day they were gone. I was like, oh no. So I was so bummed out. I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, it was terrible. But yeah, if you finally read it and there's anything cool in there, let me know.
Yeah, my friend said that it explains some of the things, but she didn't want to spoil it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I did get the one with the bookmark with their autograph, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, I think that's all it came with, like the bookmark.
Okay.
So yeah,
that's really cool.
To find it.
And any of the times you've seen them live, have you ever got to do like a meet and greet or anything with them? Okay,
no,
I haven't either.
We just like the VIP tickets are either they're actually just sold out. Every time I look into them, they're already sold out or way too expensive.
Right. That's the thing is the whole price thing. Ooh. My older daughter, the one that's married, she's a huge Torn on Pilots fan too, as is her husband, and they went to I think it was the Clancy tour. But they went to Oakland for that one, and I don't know if it wasn't necessarily a meet and greet, but they were somewhere. I'm probably going to butcher this. They're going to listen to this and go, no, you got it all wrong. But they were in somewhere where Josh came in, and he was just kind of talking to people. Okay. And they were standing right there, and I guess like Josh gave my son-in-law a fist bump and the whole deal. And he's like,
oh
he's
my
texting
god,
me, oh, dude, you're not going to believe what just happened.
Oh my god.
And when you saw them live, did they ever do the thing where Tyler's on the stage and they put the blanket on him and he just disappears and then he pops up in the bleachers somewhere?
Yeah. That's so fun.
When they did that in Oakland, they literally popped up right next to my daughter and her husband.
Gosh.
Like they're sitting right here and he's right there. And they're like, oh wow, so cool. It was a really cool show for them to get to do that one. Yeah. He only did that one of the 3 times, one of the shows that we saw. I think it was the first time we saw him, which I believe was the Blurry Face tour, if I remember correctly. But I can't remember.
I feel like I saw him do that twice, but I could just be remembering wrong.
Yeah. I don't know if it's something he does every single show of a certain tour, or if it's just every once in a while. He's like, hey, you feeling the disappearing thing tonight? Yeah, let's do it. You know, I know. Just kind of, it's just such a cool thing. I
know that for Clancy, people were complaining about like the opening band, and I mean,
who was it?
Oh, I don't even remember.
Okay.
But I could not hear a single thing they were saying.
Oh, like it just didn't sound good?
And it just, there was something wrong with the way they had their sound set up. And the music was extremely loud and you could not hear it like they were saying, what they were singing. That was really sad. I bought their t-shirt to show support, but I can't remember their name. I'm sorry. I don't know who they are.
That's awesome.
I know.
You own the t-shirt, but you don't even remember the name of the band.
Yeah. And then like some people were upset about how for Clancy it was a lot of the audience singing and not so much Tyler. Okay. Which I understand, I guess. Yeah. Because you're there to see them.
Right.
Not, sing along.
Yeah. There's certain songs where it's cool. Yeah. Where they do that, like, what's that? I always forget the name of the song. It's on Vessel. It's at the very end.
Car Radio?
No, not Car Radio. Oh my gosh. It's like, they always do Trees last, right? And they did, I think when we saw one time, they did Trees and they did this other song, but the whole crowd just sang it. And it was, oh my gosh, this is going to bug me. Let me look it up.
It's not Truce, is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Truce.
I love that song.
That's the one.
Such a good song. Gosh.
And then, and then the whole crowd sang that one. It was really emotional. I was like, oh my gosh, so cool. But as far as like lore, like I think it is cool that with the whole Scale and Icy thing, the way they kind of explain that, we're like, oh no, we were taken over by Dima or whatever, and we were being forced to make this kind of music, this entertaining, kind of music. Like that's so cool. I'm like, I can't think of any other band that would do that. Would be like, you know what, we're gonna risk our entire reputation by making an album that's specifically not as good as the other ones, just so we can put it into the lore and this whole part of the story. I was like, dude, that's so like ballsy, right? Like, man, it's like that's so cool to do that. But so do you have a favorite album?
Favorite album? Oh gosh, it's so hard.
Okay.
Probably Blurry Face, just because that's when I got into them. But I can't wait for September for the new one to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited and nervous at the same time.
Yeah, I know, because it's like the end of an era, so that's a bit sad.
But I'm hoping, knowing his genius, that he's kind of saving it, and it's going to be like phenomenal. It's going to be like Blurry Face. It's going to be like Vessel, Blurry Face, Trench level of quality album. and the whole thing is going to be epic. You know,
yeah.
I hope so.
Oh gosh.
Because that's what I feel like with Clancy. That opening track got me all excited. You know, as soon as Welcome Back to Trench came in.
I know.
I was like, okay, we got it. This is it. Here we go.
Yeah, that was such a good one.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and it's so exciting and pump up and all this stuff. And the album's good, but it's not, to me, it's not on the level of the other ones.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like, see, I like listened to it over and over again to get ready for the concert.
Okay.
But now I can't remember. I can't really remember the songs except for Overcompensate because it's the one I keep listening to.
Yeah.
I gotta go back and listen to it.
Yeah. And there's some interesting stuff.
Yeah.
What's the one? I think it's the second song, which is kind of like a punky song.
See,
Look out! Hey kid, get out of the road.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah.
one.
Oh yeah, that's
called.
a good. Can I look at my?
Yeah,
phone?
go for it. Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, we can cheat. It's allowed.
Yeah. It's like cheat.
Yeah.
Next semester.
That's the one. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the reason I remember it because that's not part of like the chorus. They should have called it "Get Out of the Road." Or something.
Yeah. Next semester. That's a good
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I do like.
Yeah,
it.
there's some good songs. There's some really cool songs. You know.
Vignette. I think I like Vignette.
Yeah.
Or Lavish is kind of fun.
Yeah. Lavish. That was my favorite of the videos.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the videos
I
they put out.
saw most of them, not
Okay.
all of them.
Lavish is funny. That's the one where they're in front of all these different businesses with signs that say all the words in the song. Basically, it's really funny. But then Paladin Straight, of course, is phenomenal, and that video was great. But
There's one song that they always sing that is the one song I don't like. But now, of course, I can't remember what it is.
I have a few that I don't like too
It's
much.
like
I want to know which one the one used that you don't like is first, though.
it's like because I don't like it, I removed it from my
Wow.
from my playlist, so I can't even remember.
Wow.
It's just
You don't just not like it. You're like, we're getting
I
rid of
really
that
don't
thing.
like it.
That is gone.
It was the one where he says, God, something with a pen. What's it called?
Oh, Addict with a Pen?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
interesting.
Like that song.
That is a very popular
Yeah,
fan song.
I know, and I think they play it in every concert.
they do.
I don't like it.
Okay.
I just
Okay.
I don't know.
That's off their
Don't
first
like it.
album. That's the old song.
Yeah,
Okay.
from
From the self-titled.
Yeah.
That one. Yep. With the weird cover that doesn't make any sense.
yeah, and I was like, pouring out of his brain, something pouring out of his brain. I don't know. I just don't like that song. It's not my favorite.
Yeah, for me, the ones that I don't care for, like and it's not that I don't like them. They're not my favorite. Was the one on Blurry Face. It's usually the ones he writes for his wife.
Oh, really?
And people say, "Oh, well, those songs are so cute." I was like, "Yeah, they're fine," but it just like I'm trying to think of the one. What's the one on Blurry Face? They even made a video for it. It was a single.
I love that song, "Tear in My Heart."
"Tear in My Heart."
I
yeah,
love that song.
Okay.
Because it puts me in like such a great mood.
Oh, really?
It is, for me, that is like
"Tear
such
in My Heart" puts you in a good mood.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's such a good, like a feel-good song for
Okay.
me because
Okay.
it's like he's just dedicating his love, and
Yeah.
I'm not like a romantic person at all.
Right.
But it's just such a good, nice song. It puts
Okay.
me in a good mood.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's our first disagreement of the day.
Snap. And then same with My Blood, like the
My
song
Blood.
he wrote for
I
his
like
brother.
that one. Oh, is that what that one is? Okay.
I love that song too.
That is a
Even
good
though
song.
I don't have any brothers,
Okay.
I still love that song
Okay.
too. I like songs like that dedicated to like family.
Like they mean something.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I like that one on Trench, Neon Gravestones,
Neon Grave.
because that's the one where at the end he talks about his grandpa
Okay.
finds someone what's he say? See, I'm going to butcher all the lyrics.
Yeah, I know.
But it's basically about those that have gone before you, that have lived and know things. Like, listen to them, right? They have wisdom you can glean from. But most of us don't do that. Like, most of us, I think it's because most of us aren't mature enough until later, after our grandparents have like passed on. And we're like, man, I wish they were still here. I would just love to talk to them about this or this or this. But when you're, a kid, you don't care.
No.
Oh, grandpa's bothering me. I don't want to spend time with grandpa. He's boring or whatever, you know?
You're just not there yet.
Right,
so
right,
you don't
exactly.
care.
Yeah. Smithereens is the other one I don't like.
Smithereens.
That's off Trench. I believe that one's also for his wife.
I don't remember. Oh, okay. I don't remember. the lyrics.
Yeah, and I don't mind romantic songs. I usually like that kind of stuff. It's just that the way those ones sound, particularly Tear My Heart and Smithereens, like, it's okay. It's all right. But
there's The Judge, I kind of don't like that much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why.
it
just doesn't sound as interesting to me, I suppose.
Okay. I love that one.
Yeah. Another disagreement. Here we go.
How about Hometown?
Hometown.
I really like that one too.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's classic.
Can't think of anything. Heavy Dirty Soul. I love that song.
That one's epic. That one's good live too. When they do that one live because he raps so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Very, very cool.
I think I posted that on that clip on Instagram. I might have done that.
The live when they did it live. Okay.
It's good.
Yeah.
I try to get clips of what my favorites, but then it's terrible recording because I'm not paying attention to my phone. I'm looking at them, just kind of holding my phone, see if I get something.
Okay.
But I love Heavy Dirty Soul.
Yeah, that's a good one. Back to kind of you saying about how people were upset about the opening band on the Clancy tour. The last time I went, what was it? What was the tour? It must have been Trench. I think it was the Trench tour. We went and I had the opposite problem. You were saying you couldn't hear anything that the opening band was saying.
Yeah.
We could totally hear what the opening guy was saying, but he was foul.
Oh.
Which I thought was weird, only because 21 Pilots is completely clean. They have no songs with any kind of profanity in them ever. And you'd think that promoters and stuff would know that and be like, okay, you know what I mean? Because you can have a bunch of families with young kids going, oh, we love 21 Pilots, we listen to all their songs, and this opener band's dropping F-bombs every 5 seconds. You're like, dude, why would you do that?
Weird.
Yeah, it was really strange. So,
did they have an opening act for all of them? Because I cannot remember.
The ones I've seen, yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think the first time I saw, let's see if I can remember their names. Something Sister something.
Oh, I don't know.
Was one, and the first time we saw him, it was Sister something, and then it was Mute Math.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Mute Math?
No.
They're also fueled by Ramen.
Okay.
In fact, Paul? No, the guy. I think his name's Paul. Paul Meany, maybe. Anyway, he's the singer from Mute Math.
Okay.
He and Tyler co-wrote a lot of. I think it was Trench.
Okay.
He co-wrote a lot of Trench with Tyler. So, Mute Math doesn't sound anything like 21 Pilots. It's pretty good, but it's not like 21 Pilots. But yeah, they opened up, so that was good, and they're clean too, so that was fine. But yeah, I didn't have any problems until the last one that I went to with that, and it was a guy's name, John something. Forgot his name. He was good.
Yeah,
but just the language, I was like, it just didn't seem to fit.
Yeah.
If your headliner was also using a bunch of profanity, then yeah, no problem, right? You people are coming or expecting that. I felt bad because I'm sure there's a lot of people, young kids, that were kind of blindsided by that. I was like, whoa! I didn't know it was going to be a rated R movie in the beginning here. When we're coming to see a G-rated, that'd be like the equivalent of going to see the new Frozen movie and having them play a preview for a Tarantino movie beforehand. It's there's blood and guts flying everywhere, and there's language and there's nudity, and it's what in the world? You'd be blindsided if you had your kids with you. You'd be like, no, dude, we're here to see Frozen, very clean, family friendly. So
interesting.
Yeah,
I don't remember opening bands at all.
Okay. You weren't there for them anyway. You're who cares? I don't care about that.
I know.
I'll just buy their shirt and forget their name.
I don't forget their name. I don't care. Now that I'm older, I really don't care. When I was younger, because I've been going to concerts since I was in middle school.
Okay.
Middle school? No, high school.
Okay.
Freshman year. And so, of course, I would love the opening act's just a little, bonus.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, no, just get to the artist. Just get to it. I don't have the patience.
Okay. I think it's cool, the opening acts, only because most of the time, the opening act is somebody I've never heard of before. And that's kind of my way of getting introduced to them. And sometimes that turns really cool. Oh, I love these guys. Are you familiar with NF? He's a rapper.
Okay.
I'm sure if you heard a song, you'd be like, oh, I know that song. Okay. Because he's pretty popular at this point. But when we saw him play, he had, it was called Kid the Band.
Okay.
KYD. But it was just one guy. Okay. But he calls himself Kid the Band, right? Okay. And it's kind of rappy, but he's got a guitar, and it was really good. Awesome singing voice. Amazing singing voice. And the songs were really cool. I fell in love with it. Okay. I'd never heard of him. Yeah. Listened to that, and then as soon as I came home, I bought everything I could get my hands on, and he didn't have any... I fact, I still don't think he has any full-length albums. But he dropped a bunch of EPs, and I got all of them. I was like, oh, I got to get this and listen to this more. But sometimes, and other times, the opening act's like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. I'm going to go to the bathroom before the good one comes on, right? Yeah, so.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. How about this? Are you familiar with a lot of the Christian symbolism that's in 21 Pilot stuff?
I mean, I feel like I can see what he's going for in his songs, but I don't know like specifically what religion he is. I think Christian. Yeah. I assume.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I think I get a general sense if I happen to catch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people don't have any idea.
Yeah.
I'll tell them all this Christian group, 21 Pilots Christian group. What are you talking about? I was like, well, they don't label themselves as that. But like, yeah.
When was it? Gosh, I don't remember what year it was. It was something about LGBT, like the LGBT community.
Okay.
And a lot of his fans were like, specifically Tyler, like, why aren't you saying anything in support? And I was just like, why are you guys so confused about this?
Yeah.
It's not easy for him. You know,
right.
I'm not trying to like
You mean like he wasn't saying anything in support of the LGBT community and they were mad at him about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have no idea where he leans, you know, on that. But I was like, it's not easy for him because he's Christian, like super Christian. It's like, what do you guys expect him to do?
Sure.
And then, they were very upset with him. Understandable, of course.
Yeah.
But it's like, do you know who he is?
Yeah, but like, why do they have to force that stuff? Because I've always said, like, I mean, obviously I have plenty of beliefs, plenty of views on things. That's, I mean, obviously I do the show that I talk about all my beliefs and stuff. But let's say I was like a CEO of a big company. I would not do this show. I would not share my beliefs with anybody because the problem is you're going to split your audience down the middle. So let's say that I come out and I say I'm anti-LGBT community. Then I lose that entire, like, nobody from the LGBT community or their allies are gonna buy stuff from me. They're gonna boycott me.
Yeah.
But if I come in and I say, oh, I'm all for them, I'm pro this, and I'm gonna wear, you know, put all the pride flags up in my store and stuff. Well, now I'm going to lose all the people that are not okay with that. You see what I'm saying? So it's better just to shut up. Just sell your product. People like your product, they buy your product. You know. So I understand why that would be difficult to share that stuff as somebody who's trying to, you know, write albums and sell albums and sell shows and this kind of stuff. So terrible.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
No, it's like maybe it was like a wake-up call for some fans that didn't quite realize you know, how he felt about religion. And
well, but it's funny because it wasn't like he was bad-mouthing the LGBT community. No, he just wasn't saying anything about it.
Yeah, he just didn't say anything about it.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, there's still videos of him, like, doing church performances and all of that. So it's not a mystery or something that he's keeping like hushed that he's Christian.
Yes.
It's in his songs, literally.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, I don't know.
Although it's veiled enough that a lot of people don't realize it. Because it's not like he's singing, oh, I love Jesus, he's my friend, I worship him. Like, he's not saying those things.
Yeah.
But like people that understand the gospel and they know scripture and they listen to some of those songs, they're going, oh my gosh. Yeah.
And I think that's why I liked him. Like, I'm not a super religious person either. Or at all, actually, I guess. Okay. I was raised Catholic and I do believe in God, but I'm not like super religious. But I think I appreciated that in his songs.
Yeah.
It's like a message I can relate to, which is nice.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I've always said that I think 21 Pilots is lyrically the most Christian band I've ever heard. You're like, what are you talking about? They don't say Jesus over and over. I said, well, that's just it. Like, some of these Christian bands, they say Jesus so many times, it becomes annoying. Like, just stop. Like, but he does it so poetically and just like kind of weaved in there this battle and like it's just so cool. Love it.
But I do feel like you said, it's so veiled so well that you have to already be like religious to really understand. Otherwise, but that's kind of cool because if you're not, you can still listen and enjoy. Doesn't matter.
Right, exactly. That's the beauty of it. You're like, oh, I love this song. What's it about? I have no idea. Don't care. It's got a cool beat. That's awesome. All right, so let's backtrack now. So you get into stuff like Linkin Park that kind of opens the door for you to some rock stuff and heavier stuff. And then is this around the time you start going to concerts, or was that before that? Were you going to like
it was. When did Crawling come out? I don't know. I don't remember.
That was probably late 90s, early 2000s, if I had to guess. I think the Hybrid album was like 2000, 2001, something like that.
So then it was a little bit later then, because my very first concert was actually at the Paso Robles Fair. It was a free All-American Rejects concert.
Nice.
So I got to see them for free. It was awesome.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, so that was my first concert, but then I love like all the Fuel by Ramen bands pretty much.
Okay.
Like Fall Out Boy,
Okay.
Panic at the Disco,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of them.
Okay.
So yeah, and then from then on I just kept going to concerts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you have some standouts, like some concerts that were the best, like live shows?
Well, oh gosh, well now it's so hard to remember because I'm so old. So, but yeah, of course, the first one, All American Rejects, was really awesome because it's the first one. It's now that I'm older, all I can remember is being in the pit and struggling to keep my place.
You went in there, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
yeah, because you gotta get to the front. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta be as close as possible
Wow.
for some reason.
Even if you die trying to get there, it's worth it.
Yeah, you gotta get there. Get front row. So now
Wow.
that's kind of what I can remember, just having
Okay.
the struggling. I remember there was a Fall Out Boy concert, I think in San Francisco.
Okay.
And they had Tyga, you know?
Oh, the rapper?
Yeah,
Okay.
opening for them.
Interesting.
It was so random because
Yeah.
I knew who he was,
Yeah.
but I had zero interest. And I know after the concert, he was just out there hanging around. Like, you know, I could have gotten his autograph, taken pictures,
wow.
chatted with him,
But you're like, I
but
don't
I
care.
did not care. Like, he was just there. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't care.
Wasn't he? He's the one that was with one of the Kardashians at one point or something,
I
wasn't
think,
he?
yeah.
I forgot which one.
It was like a weird relationship. Well, just
Yeah.
like, oh, I, never saw this coming.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he was with someone. Wasn't he with Avril Lavigne?
Maybe.
Someone was with Avril Lavigne
Yeah,
that
I
I
don't
did
know.
not see coming. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, so random.
Well, Avril
okay.
Lavigne, yeah, she was with the guy from Sum 41.
Yeah.
and she was with the guy from Nickelback.
Yeah,
and-
yeah. But it kind of makes sense since they're Canadian.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Canadian people have to stay together.
I guess so. But yeah, I think she was with Tyga, I think.
Okay.
I don't quite remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was there. I didn't care.
Okay. And that was opening for Fall Out Boy, you said?
Yeah,
Okay.
he was there.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I guess, was it the Honda Civic tour?
Okay.
That was also all my favorite Fuel by Ramen
Okay.
band. So Fall Out Boy, The Academy was it? Who else?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, it was
label
like
as
a
much.
bunch of them, and
Okay.
it was except Panic at the Disco, they weren't there. That was really fun. They had a rapper whose name I cannot remember for the life of me, but I remember it was a white rapper.
Okay.
He was really popular at the time, but it was like a one-hit wonder kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember.
It wasn't like Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh,
or
no.
anything like that.
It was like not an older guy, but he was a little chubby. He was white. Not like, he was kind of...
Not Bubba Sparks.
Bubba Sparks.
Remember him?
Let me look him up.
He had
'cause
that one song, Ugly, I think it was called. Ding, 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 ding.
I wonder. Let me look it
Yeah,
up.
Bubba Sparks.
Because he had like his name, and it was kind
Yeah.
of like a funny name.
Okay.
Let me, Bubba Sparks. And then, anyway, the girl next to me was losing her mind.
Because she liked him so much?
Yeah, I think it is him. I
Oh,
think
really?
It is Bubba Sparks.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Nice.
she was losing her mind, and then he had something that he was giving away to the crowd, and he kind of threw it.
Yeah.
And the lady in front of her got it, and she was like crying and screaming, and then the lady gave it to her, and she kept crying and screaming because she was so grateful. I was like, good lord! And
I would have been like, how much you got?
yeah, and like, God, and then he was the opening act, so
Okay.
like the opening before the opening kind of thing.
Okay.
You know, he was just him kind of entertaining.
Is this the same show?
Yeah,
Bubba Sparks, then Tyga, and
no,
then
no,
Panic?
no. This is
oh,
a
we're
different, one.
show.
This is the Honda.
Oh, right,
Civic
with the
tour.
Fuel by Ramen bands.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in. Well, that was very interesting, very
Okay.
memorable, because that girl was losing her mind for this rapper. But yeah.
I think he is kind of a one. I'm sure he's got other ones, but
Right.
I remember he had that one song, Ugly, and that was it. That I remember. I liked that song.
Yeah, I
when it
don't
came out.
really remember his song anymore, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was him.
I bet you know when
When I
if
listened
you
to
listen to it.
You know who I was thinking about the other day? Was it Lil Rob? Do you remember who that was?
No, the name sounds familiar.
Lil
but...
Rob. He sang a song that said like I'm working 9 to 5. But I can't even really remember how it goes. I
remember the Dolly Parton song. Working 9 to 5.
No, he was like a rapper, and he was like, he looked like a cholo.
Okay.
Like no bald head and and tattooed on all that. And I just remember my dad liked him too. Lil Rob. I think that's his name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, whatever happened to him? He
just
kind of came, made some good songs, and disappeared.
Maybe now he's Big Rob, so he's
I know, Big Rob, not Lil no more.
Yeah. I wish that was one thing that end as the whole Lil everything.
Yeah.
How many rappers are Lil this and Lil that? It's like there's got to be a million of them at this point.
Yeah. Okay. So San Diego, California.
That's where that show was.
No, the Honda Civic tour was in San Diego.
Okay.
But I'm just like looking up your Rob right now, and I just remember that song. Yeah. Nice. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah. Do you like rap music at all?
Not really.
Okay.
That's rap and jazz and blues.
Okay.
They don't sound very, they're not very, what's the word? They don't have a nice melody, in my opinion. Okay. So I just can't get into them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to have a good melody for me to get into them.
What about if there's like a song that has a rapper and a singer? Like if you got like Eminem featuring Rihanna or something, and so she's melodic when she sings the chorus.
I do. It really depends on the song, because I do feel like they kind of ruin songs sometimes. Okay. I just don't like rap. it has to be like 21 Pilots that they keep it melodic somehow. You know what I mean? Yeah. But some like true rappers don't really do that, and I just can't get into that.
Well, I don't like that kind of rap either. Yeah. Where it just there's no chorus. It's just a and it just and the song's over.
Yeah, I don't.
I feel like I listened to the same thing over and over for 5 minutes, and now the song's over. It's like, what is this? Yeah. Okay.
So I can't. Yeah. So,
is there any rappers you like at all? Like none, or can you think of any that you feel like fall into that melodic?
No. Okay. I mean, I respect Eminem because his lyrics are so good. Yeah. And interesting to just to read. Yeah. But no, I wouldn't say I like his music either. Like, just can't think of a rapper that I like. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're allowed. You're allowed. That's okay.
You're allowed to be wrong.
You're allowed to be wrong. I let people be wrong. It's okay. Okay. So that was some of your highlight concerts. Do you have like we said, we talked a lot about 21 Pilots because we both are big fans, obviously. Are there other groups or bands that you feel that way about?
I mean, yes.
Okay.
When was it mid 2000s, I guess? Okay. I was getting pretty tired of hip hop. Always like getting crunk and how rich they are.
Because it was like everywhere,
So I got really sick and tired of that. So I kind of stopped listening to music for a bit, and then I started getting into anime, and I guess I looked up like a anime OST, and this group called Cattoon came up. They're a J-pop group.
Cattoon?
Cattoon.
Like cat, meow, and tunes?
Oh, KAT-TUN. Yeah. Okay. And I liked them. I couldn't understand a single thing, but I liked them. It's like a happy song. Okay. I just know it sounded happy, and I love it.
As far as you know.
Yeah, as far as I know.
They could be saying like, hope everybody dies, hope everybody dies, death.
Right. But they were like idols, like Japanese idols, J-pop idols. And
J-pop, okay.
And that I kind of went from there to other J-pop idols and to dramas because they were actors as well. Okay. And that kind of opened a whole new world for me. So it was like from anime to J-dramas, J-pop. So that was pretty exciting. Okay.
Which is Japan. Because then you got K-pop and K-dramas, Korea. Did you ever get into all that? Or not?
Yeah, for sure. Since I was into J-dramas, I happened upon this K-drama called Coffee Prince. Okay. And that hooked me and got me into K-pop too. Okay. And then from K-pop, I listened to a few groups before finding Super Junior. And their song Sorry Sorry is so catchy. I recommend you give it a listen.
I'm gonna have to now.
Yeah, Sorry Sorry is just such a fun song.
Super Junior is the name of the group?
Yeah. Okay. And even if you don't understand the word, it's just fun.
Okay. Sometimes I like it better if I can't understand the words.
It was just kind of nice not knowing what they were saying. Right. No more pose.
Yeah, exactly, right? You get sick of all that stuff. It's terrible. But you can listen to it in Japanese or Korean. I don't know what that's saying. He could be saying the most horrible things in the world, but I don't know. To me, it's all the same.
It sounds fun.
Yeah. It's not offensive if I don't know what it's saying.
Right. I know. So yeah, those are two other songs that really got me into like open my world.
Okay. Yeah, my cousin, I have a cousin who lives up in Washington. I'm really close with. He's like my brother basically. He in the last couple of years got all into the K-dramas.
Oh, okay.
Like big time, and he keeps telling me, "Oh, Ryan, you got to check this out. Oh, we're watching this show and watching this. So good, so good." And I haven't really gone. I mean, I guess I'm thinking to myself, there's already enough shows that like me and my wife watch as it is, and to throw a new one in there, it seems like a lot. But I'll do it if it's going to be really good. I guess that's probably the truth of it. Is I don't believe him.
Okay.
He's like, dude, this K-drama show is the greatest thing, and I'm like, is it really though? Like, really, is it? Am I gonna watch it and be like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever seen?
Yeah.
Or is it gonna be like, dude, what is this? And you got to read. I like to read books. I don't like to read my movies or my TV shows. My kids always love to have subtitles on when they're watching a Disney show or something. It's like, can we turn those off? I don't. Dad, it's better. But then they make fun of me because then I say, what did he say?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Right.
You know, can you turn it up? Can you turn up? Dad, if there were subtitles, you would be able to see. Yeah. I said, yeah, but then I'm reading. I don't want to read a movie.
You can't listen to movies anymore. They're so hard to hear. Like the sound and all
That's
that.
all part of getting old, see.
No. There's actually, yes, but no.
Don't
There's
be in denial now.
There's an actual reason for that.
Okay.
Like an actual the way movies are recorded does make it very difficult to hear.
Oh, really?
So it's not just old people. It's not us struggling. No.
Good.
There is also
so I have an excuse.
Yeah.
Maybe my kids have the same problem, and that's why they want subtitles on.
That could be it. There's like an actual reason that we can't hear movies anymore.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, right.
That's epic.
It's not just because we're old.
Yeah, you just revolutionized my life now. So now I know that truth. That's epic. So cool. So do you prefer J dramas or K dramas, or does it not matter? Is there a difference? I mean, I know there's a difference from where they're coming from, but are they different in style?
I feel like J dramas can be more fantastical, a bit more fantasy, just because with anime and all of that, they're a little more whimsical in a way. Okay. But it's hard to say because I started watching J dramas when I was I think still a teenager. And then K-dramas when I was an adult. So I started watching more adult-oriented drama. So it's like the real dramatic dramas. Yeah. So it's a little different because before with J-pop or J-dramas, it was high school students and things. And they're little dramas and they could be cute and love, your first love and all of that usually.
See, I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so J-dramas and then K-dramas is there's always some evil person trying to take over the company, so that kind of stuff. Is it
darker then? Is it
I guess so, a little more serious.
So what you're saying is Korean people are darker than Japanese people. Is that what you're saying here live for everybody to hear?
No, that is not what I'm saying. One good... Well, I mean, if you're ever interested, one good drama that I like is called Secret Garden. Okay. And it's funny because they...
Not based on the novel?
No. Okay. This one, they switch bodies somehow, the man and the woman, they switch bodies. Okay. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's a cute one for sure. And there is a movie called... Oh, God, what's it called? Spellbound. Okay. And that's also one. If you want to get into K movies or Korean movies.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. What's the one that's going to sell me? I think... if I'm only going to watch one, and this is either going to make me never go back or it's going to make me want to watch everything that's out there, what's that one?
Do you like just cute, spooky, kind of funny movies?
Okay.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, then Spellbound is...
I like anything good.
Yeah.
That was I don't care what genre it is. If I come out the other side of it enjoying myself... That was a good movie.
I would recommend that one.
Okay.
Just to see if you like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Spellbound.
And then my cousin will thank you.
Yeah.
He'll be like, dude, finally somebody got you into this stuff.
Well, have you heard of that super popular Squid Game?
Yes. Heard of it, but never seen it.
Same.
I heard that's pretty brutal, that show.
Yeah, and that's kind of the reason why I don't want to watch it, because it came out, I think, during the pandemic, I think. And I was like...
We're already depressed as it is.
Yeah, I'm not in the mood for carnage right now. And I just kind of never got into it. Okay. But I hear really positive things, but I was like, I don't really want to.
Are you ever in the mood for carnage?
I mean...
do you just think to yourself, you know what, I want to watch some blood and guts flying against the wall
sometimes.
here? You do?
Yeah, horror movies.
Okay, you're into horror movies?
Yeah, for sure.
Like old horror slasher, like old days Halloween, Friday the 13th, or like newer stuff?
All of those and new stuff, but I'm so bad with keeping up with new movies.
Yeah.
I kind of just go back to the same old ones. Like Shaun of the Dead is like one of my favorite movies ever.
That's a comedy, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Like a horror comedy.
I've never seen it, but I've seen parts of it.
It's a horror comedy.
Okay.
It's pretty funny.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up watching... I shouldn't say grew up. I was probably adult when I really started watching them because I was too scared when I was a kid. Yeah. But I started to really appreciate some of the older, like I love Halloween. Like Michael Myers to me is probably the scariest of all the, only because he's real.
Like,
I mean, he's not real, but he could be real. Like that's a real scenario.
Yeah.
You got Freddy, guy burned up in a fire, and he comes back and he kills you in your dreams. Yeah. Come on, not really going to happen. Yeah. Jason, kid gets drowned at a camp, comes back from the dead, kill him. Come on.
Yeah.
You know, but Michael Myers, dude killed his whole family, went to a mental institution, and broke out of there. That could really happen.
I know, that's, yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't keep up on the newer stuff, but we always last couple of years we've been doing Halloween Horror Nights at Universal, which I love that. Nice. Love it. But I'm the guy that gets in trouble because people that are with me want to walk through that as fast as they can. And I'm like, dude, slow down. Yeah. I want to look at the sets. I want to look at this. Oh, there's a guy behind us with a knife. He's chasing. He can't kill you.
Like literally.
Yes. He's not allowed. Just chill. Let's walk through and check this stuff out. But I love all that stuff. But what ends up happening is I go through these mazes of movies I know nothing about, or TV shows I know nothing about. Like I went through the Stranger Things ones, which I knew because I love that show. But like I'm going through... oh my gosh, see, I'm not even remember the names now. What's the really popular one with the... Oh my gosh, they just at the fair, they just had The Conjuring.
Oh, okay.
So they had a whole maze of The Conjuring, and it was great. I had a blast in there, but I have no idea who the characters are, no idea what's happening in the story, no clue. But I loved it, and going through stuff like that. With one with the new Chucky movie, did that. And I remember the old Chucky movies. I think I saw maybe the first two, but I don't know anything about the new stuff or what's going on in that whole stuff.
Yeah, but the show, I never watched the show.
There was a Chucky show?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and I never got to it.
Okay. Did you like those old movies? Or?
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
Freaky stuff, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think which ones. I think the Nightmare on Elm Street ones were my least favorite of those movies. Okay. I don't know. They just got... He was kind of annoying.
Freddy?
Yeah, he was just like an annoying character.
Yeah. I mean, it is a scary concept if it could really happen.
Yeah.
Because could you imagine, like, just don't ever fall asleep, you're going to die. You got to stay awake forever. Yeah, it's like, we can't stay awake forever. Sometime you got to sleep, right? You're doing every drug in the world. You're staying up for days and days. Eventually, you're going to crash.
You're going to... Yeah. Like, either way, you're going to die.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember, like, kind of catching... I didn't realize that at the time, but I remember watching TV, just kind of randomly flipping the channel, and I started watching this movie of this, like, psycho guy, like, killing... just like a lady or whatever, and being so creeped out because that could like be like true, right? And then now that I'm like older, I'm like, oh, that was like Psycho too. Now I get it.
Oh, like the movie Psycho?
Movie,
oh, okay.
It was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I remember, like at first I didn't quite like connect the dots because it was black and white, and then the second one I think is in color. Okay. I just didn't connect the dots.
You're talking about part two, not like the remake they did with,
part two.
With Vince Vaughn later on.
No. Yeah, so it was like, that one creeped me out quite a bit. Yeah. See, those three creeped me out.
See, and you got to appreciate someone like Hitchcock or who could do that without... Like, he was making movies that, by today's standards, are rated PG, right? I think Psycho got a rated R rating at some point just because of the shower scene and how brutal that was. But, I mean, that's like nothing now. That's I mean, you could play that on regular TV. Yeah. And it's not even like gory. It's not like a bunch of language and sex. Like none of that is in there, but it's still suspenseful and cool and a great movie. And I think guys like M. Night could still kind of do that without being overtly gory or anything like that. Where you do like The Village or Sixth Sense or some of these movies that were just so good. And like, so I always appreciate that a little more than say somebody like Tarantino who has to put 4,000 F words and as much blood and guts as you can. Yeah, right? Yeah, it's just there's always got to be all this stuff in there. And it's like, is that why people are watching your movie? Or is it, I don't know. But anyway, boy, we took a detour with the horror movies.
Horror movies,
yeah. But I do appreciate a good a well-written, good, scary movie, I love it.
Yeah.
My wife can't handle it anymore. She used to kind of watch that, but that's why when I go to Halloween Horror Nights, she doesn't go.
Oh, okay.
I usually get a group of people and we just go hang out. So yeah, it's kind of fun. But yeah.
And like, because I was raised Catholic, like all the ones that have to do with the devil, those do creep me out.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
even though I'm like, oh, I don't know, does the devil exist? You know, that kind of thing. It's just like, ooh, maybe, that's kind of spooky.
Yeah, it's almost like this like thing that's been ingrained in you, even if you might not believe it anymore.
Yeah.
But you're still like, ooh, I don't know. Like, I don't think I want to watch The Exorcist. That looks kind of freaky. Like it's really
Let me not
they do that.
fate.
Yeah, exactly. So. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're gonna talk a lot about that. It's gonna be a fun conversation there. So where were we at? Let's kind of wrap up the music since we're over an hour in. So kind of, could you give me like and this is not like set in stone, but like a top 5-ish, could be 6, could be 7, whatever. But like favorite all-time musical artist.
Well, let's start with the easy one. 21 Pilots and Linkin Park.
Okay.
And then I like this Swedish rock group called Mando Diao. They sing in English and Swedish.
MODNO?
MANDO.
NDO.
Diao, DIAO.
Oh, okay.
And
so I would have said Mando Diao.
Diao.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly don't know if that's how you say it.
Probably closer than what I said.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure you're probably saying it much better than I am.
And I like them. They're... When I was really tired of like hip hop, I was like, I need something else, and they were kind of like the answer to my prayer, like just like good old rock and roll. I loved it. Like their song is called "Long Before Rock and Roll." Okay. And I love that song.
Long Before Rock and Roll. And you said they're Swedish?
Yeah.
So are a lot of their songs in Swedish?
A lot of them are in English.
Okay.
Yeah, they mostly sing in English.
Okay.
Yeah, and another one, of course, Muse. I always wanted to, because of, Matthew Bellamy, I always wanted to learn how to play guitar. Never got to.
Hey, there's still time.
There's still time.
What, you're 36?
Yes. But
Plenty of time.
know the problem is me. I have no discipline.
Oh, yeah?
I'm the problem. Yeah. Seriously, I'm the problem. So, yeah. So I have to fix that.
You should do it. You should just do like 10, 15 minutes a day. Just be dedicated to that amount of time. And the more you learn, the more you'll get. Yeah. You'll want to. You'll look forward to it. Then you'll start playing for hours. Yeah. And then I'll see you on MTV.
Oh, I'll snap.
You'll be like, hey, I know her.
I know her. She was on my podcast.
That's right. And then all the numbers of that podcast episode will just skyrocket. You're like, oh, listen to this. Back before she was famous. Yeah, you should go for it. I think you should do it. Seriously. Yeah. Okay, so Muse, I don't know anything about Muse. I know a couple of songs, but my brother-in-law is a huge fan. He saw them live, and he said they're live. You seen them live?
I did. When I was in Korea, I saw them live, but their stage was rather small. Oh. They just kind of played. Like,
really?
If there was nothing...
Because you've heard about their shows, right? There's a lot of stuff going on.
It was not this one. This one was just... They just played and that's it. Not even fireworks.
Terrible.
Nothing.
And that was in Korea, you said?
It was in Korea. Okay. I mean, it was amazing. Everybody loved it, of course, because Muse is amazing. But it was a little... I want to see them again. Yeah. And then another one, Big Bang. They are a Korean.
Big Bang? Mm-hmm. Okay.
They're a very popular Korean group.
But it's not K-pop.
It's K-pop.
It is K-pop.
It is K-pop. And, gosh, they are just... it's one of the biggest groups in Korea. They're just so much fun, and I've seen them twice.
In Korea?
In Korea. Okay. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun. I don't know what else to say. Okay. Their songs are fun. Okay. Their music videos are super fun. Nice. Their concerts were fun. Yeah, okay. It's great.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your 5?
Yes.
All right, now the hard part.
Oh.
Are you able to give me 2 to 3 songs each?
Okay.
Of your favorite songs from them, or no?
Yeah. So for 21 Pilots, for sure, House of Gold. Okay. I just love that song.
Interesting.
It's like kind of like a wish, something I could do for my mom. Like buy her, the world. So of course I love that. That speaks to me quite a bit. Tearing My Heart, which you don't like. Again, because it just puts me in such a happy mood.
Really? That's in your top 3, huh?
Yeah, it's
interesting.
Just something about that song puts me in such a good mood.
Okay.
And then probably My Blood, because I really I'm a sucker for those types of bonds.
Yeah.
Like between like siblings or
Yeah.
friends
Yeah.
or just a strangers meeting.
Yeah.
I love those types of bonds.
Do you have sisters? You said you have no brothers,
No
but do you have
brothers,
sisters?
No.
You're an only
Only
child.
child.
Hey, me
yeah.
too.
Hey.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't meet very many only
Yeah.
child before, other than myself. And people, when I tell people that, they're like, "Oh, that makes sense."
Oh. What
That
does that
makes
even mean? I know people assume it's like, oh, you must have been spoiled. It's like way too
Yeah.
poor for that. I knew not to even ask for things because we were
Right.
way too poor for
Yeah.
that. You know.
Okay.
So
Okay.
another one. Gosh, it's so hard because
Yeah.
like all the main releases, if I can put that as one.
Okay.
Every main release is such
All the singles
a good
that they did.
song.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then for Linkin Park, of course, Crawling.
Of course.
In the end, I mean, it's such
Yeah.
like the basic answers, but they're
Yeah.
just so good.
They're awesome.
And what's another one? I think Numb too.
Numb,
I
yeah.
mean, I don't really have. I know it's not very original, but
Yeah.
they're good for a
Hey,
reason.
there's nothing wrong with liking
Yeah.
pop songs. I hate when people like won't like a song because it's popular. Like they purposely try to pick songs that
Yeah.
aren't singles just because they're they're trying to be cool or something. It's like sometimes the singles are the best songs on the album.
Yeah,
and that's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For Mando Liao, I
Yeah.
like Long Before Rock and Roll.
Okay.
Ode to Ocracy. It's kind of like he even says in the song like it's a world I made up. It's
Okay.
it's such a good song.
Ode to Ocracy. Okay. Like ocracy meaning like the end of a like the suffix of a word, basically like mediocrity or
Oh no,
that's
Ocracy is
mediocrity.
no.
There's words with
Yeah.
ocracy on the end.
No,
right?
that's just the world he made up. It's like
Okay.
a place he made up.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
like a fictional
It's a-
place. Okay.
And what's the other one? The Wildfire? Yeah, it's
Okay.
called The Wildfire.
Okay.
I like that one. And as a bonus one, there's one called Air. Oh God, what's it called? Good Morning, Air Horst.
Air horse?
Hair. I don't know how to say it. It's in
I don't
German.
either. I don't.
Good
do
Morning,
German.
Air or Hair Horst.
I would say her horse, but I'm also terrible at pronouncing things right.
Yeah.
I don't even pronounce English right half the time. So.
I know. Like, gosh, it's just too many variants with
Yeah.
English. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just I have no idea what the song is about.
Okay.
I think Air Orst or whatever,
Okay.
however
Yeah.
you say it.
Yeah.
He's like a drunk, and maybe like a pill user or
Okay.
something.
Oh,
And
you think it's a guy's name?
yeah,
Okay.
it's just I just love how it sounds.
Okay.
It's not a happy song, but I love how
You
it
love it.
sounds.
There you go.
I love the instruments.
Sometimes unhappy songs can make us happy, right?
Yeah,
That's okay.
it puts me in a good mood. It's an upbeat song.
Okay, all right.
And then for Muse,
Yep.
what's it? What is it? Supermassive Black Hole, of course.
Okay.
Feeling Good, and oh God, Hysteria are probably my favorites.
Okay.
And then with Big Bang, it's Bang Bang Bang, Haru Haru. It's like Day by Day.
Okay.
And what's the other one? Oh God. Oh, sorry. I don't know.
Popular today.
Yeah, it's my mom.
Oh.
She's like calling me. It's like, Mom, I'm busy.
Yeah. Well, you're her only child, so
Right.
she has to. You're the only one she can bug, right?
Right. Come on, man. What's the other one? So it's Haru Haru, Bang Bang Bang, and now I can't think of a third one that I like. Probably just the student, since I can't think of anything else.
Okay. Okay, cool. So we're done with that section, and we'll get into politics after the break. But you've touched on it a few times, so I realized we didn't really talk about this. But explain to me, you've talked about living in Mexico and in living in Korea. Mm-hmm. So were you born in Mexico?
I was born in Mexico.
Okay,
yeah.
so then how old were you when you moved over here?
I think 8.
Okay.
Well, I know that, like, I came here when I was a baby, and then I went back to Mexico, and then I came back when I was 8.
Okay.
That's pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how old were you when you moved to Korea, and what brought that about?
When I was in Korea, I was in my early 20s. I can't quite remember how old. Can't do math.
Okay. Yeah.
But it was like 2013. Yeah, when I was in Korea. And I
So
went...
before you worked at the library then?
Yeah.
Okay. It must have
Yeah.
been right before then.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Like, I started I was an English teacher, and I went like pretty much right after I graduated from university. So I was there for 3 years and came back and I started working. Well, there was like a 6-month period where I couldn't find work, and then I started working with the library.
Okay. So you were in Korea but teaching English.
Yes.
Kind of like, do you know David Evans?
No.
That worked at the library. He does. That's what he does in Japan.
Okay.
He lives in Japan and he teaches English.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Pretty much.
So do you have to know Korean then?
No. I had a co-teacher, and she was the Korean co-teacher. And then she would, whenever we had to explain something, she would do it. Okay. So we were just kind of teaching together. Okay. And I was mostly there for like pronunciation and explaining some things, but mostly my duty was pronunciation. Okay. And repetition and all that.
Yeah. Was that fun? Was that a fun experience for you? Or?
I mean, not for me, because that was never like a career I wanted. Teaching is not something that really speaks to me in any way.
Really? Then why did you go that route?
I just wanted to go to Korea.
Oh, okay.
Do something different.
How can I get to Korea? Be a teacher? Okay.
I'll do it.
Let's do it. Okay.
But yeah, teaching was not like my vocation or anything like that. But yeah.
What made you want to go to Korea? Like what?
I was really into K-pop.
Oh,
K-drama.
You wanted to go to the source.
Yeah, okay. I was obsessed.
And this is South Korea,
I'm
assuming.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, not North Korea.
Yeah. You probably wouldn't still be alive if you were living
I would not be here probably. Nope.
Okay. And did that pan out for you? Like going there, did you get to like see anything live? Like,
so I went to quite a few concerts actually, and then the main one probably Big Bang. But I went to quite a few concerts, some fan signs. So how they do it is you buy a bunch of CDs, and then for every album you buy, you put your name in like a raffle. And if you get, pick your name, you get to go to the fan sign.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so that's pretty fun. Okay. But God, was it expensive.
to live over there or to go to those things?
To go to those things. So you have to buy, like, if you want to have a chance, you have to buy, like, upwards of, like, 20 albums.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Wow.
I know, but then I was, like, try to resell them on eBay. Okay. Like, not to make a profit, just to get my money back.
Did that work?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I didn't, because I wanted them out. I sold them for, like, a little cheaper, you know? But it worked out. I got rid of them, and then I got my money back, and I could do it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's not somewhere where you would want to live the rest of your life.
No. Crazy thing.
Okay.
So, like, where my neighbor was, I don't know, part of a church. Okay. That's more like a cult.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So then, like, one day, her friend, quote unquote friend, who was part of that church, she started talking to me because she spoke a bit of English. Okay. And they invited me to their church. I was like, yeah, okay, because I've gone to other people's churches. Sure. Like no big deal. If they have an event, sure, I'll go. But they kind of really kept bothering me after that, and they like, when I went to visit their church, they were like, oh no, we just want to show you around, and I like believed them, and they like literally tried to drag me into like their like this little like bathroom like shower area where they baptize people.
Oh my
they like
gosh.
literally dragged me there.
Wow.
I'm so glad I'm like too heavy for them. I was like that. I'm so glad this like little Korean women can't like really like they struggled. But there was like 5 of them dragging me.
Are you kidding? Forced baptism.
Yep.
Wow.
But they couldn't do it. I protested. I was I'm going down. I'm taking them down with me.
Did you have to throw blows with them or what?
No.
Okay.
Like, thankfully, like I said, I was too heavy.
Okay. And they just gave up.
They gave up.
Okay.
Yeah. And then,
wow.
Yeah, so, but because, like, my neighbor was in that church, they would, like, go visit her and always try to, like, knock on my door and try to open my door. Good thing I always locked it. Or they would be waiting outside, like, on the, like, by the stairs, because I was on the 2nd floor, so I would go up the stairs. And there they were, just stopping by to say hello. I never invited them to my apartment or anything. I'm like, no. But so that actually caused a lot of stress. Okay. And then,
I bet. I can imagine.
Yeah, that was like for like my last year in Korea. It was a lot of stress, and then because I felt like I couldn't leave my apartment, it started causing depression. So then I was like, no, I'm just going home now. Okay. completely ruined my experience. Wow. It was pretty awful.
Now, is that something you think is that common in South Korea?
It is. Oh,
I don't know. Kind of cultish beliefs and stuff?
I don't know about how common that religion is. It's all over the world, actually.
Okay.
But I don't know how common it is to drag people to force them. Yeah. But they do. A lot of strangers do target like foreigners because they I guess they think we're more gullible or more vulnerable and that we're alone in a foreign country, so we'll join a church. Okay. So that is a thing they do.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's
watch
terrible.
out.
Yeah, that's like that's. I mean, we got like Jehovah's Witnesses come to the door and stuff, but I've never had anybody try to drag me into a baptismal before. It's
pretty awful. Wow. And then it's funny. Well, not funny, but when I moved to my new apartment here in Santa Maria, maybe like it was like a week later, someone knocked on my door and I opened it. I thought it was like mail or something because the doors are locked, no one has like access, and it was 2 people from that church here in Santa Maria. I was like, holy moly,
they found you here?
They found me. Yeah,
shut up.
Like at first it was a bit shocking because I literally thought, holy moly, they found me, but I was like, no, they're like international, they just this is a coincidence, calm down.
But it was the same
church.
Okay. It's got to be somewhat Christian if they're doing baptisms.
It's kind of Christian.
Okay.
And then like the creepiest thing in my mind is, in my opinion, is that they're like, "Oh, we're just trying to save you." That is so scary to me. Yeah. To be told we're just trying to save you, it's like, no, save yourselves first. Right. Do you realize? Yeah. like what you're doing?
Yeah. They don't probably.
Yeah.
They think they're in the right.
I know.
That's what's scary about some of that kind of cult mindset. Yeah. They get so convinced of something that they think they're doing you a favor. Mm-hmm.
That's just so creepy to me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. This comes from childhood too, but I don't trust people that go to church like multiple times a week. Okay. Some of those people are like the worst people I've ever met. Yeah. Like a couple of them were like pedophiles, like that type of worst kind of people. Yeah. So I'm like, no, I don't trust you. You go to church every day. You are like the worst kind of person.
So what you're saying is, if someone goes to church more than 2-3 times a week, they're definitely pedophiles.
Not pedophiles, but probably compensating for their lack of morals.
Oh man. Okay.
Maybe.
Good stuff.
I know I just insulted so many people.
That's all right.
But from my experience, from childhood, teenage years, adulthood, people who go to church, make going to church part of their identity are some of the worst people I've met in like bad ways. Except murder, but you know what I mean? They're predators is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Not just pedophiles, but just, you had like this super Christian guy, all well dressed, like rubbing my butt every time he passed. Oh, nice. That kind of thing,
nice
Yeah, it's like,
that's very
sorry.
Christian-like.
Yeah. I'm like, but back then, I don't know, I had too much trauma and depression and to really smack them or throw something at them.
Which is sad because that's the kind of people that people like that are looking for. Yeah. The people that aren't going to speak up, they're not going to say something and they feel like they can take advantage.
Exactly. So, just from experience, those people you should watch out for.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Kill them all.
Honestly. Well, I mean, I didn't say it. You said it.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, I hope you don't go to church multiple times a week.
Yeah, I do. No, I don't. I did, at one point, we used to go twice a week, but that's not anymore. We only go once. But we'll definitely talk about that some more.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying. There's a kind of a cult-like mindset that goes into something that makes church... Like church becomes God to you, where it's like, this is like, if I miss a Sunday, then God's gonna be mad at me. Yeah. Or so, you know what I mean? That kind of mindset, which makes church like what you're worshiping. You're not supposed to worship church. So but we'll talk more about that for sure. But, all right, cool. Yeah. All right, let's jump into politics.
Oh no!
Everyone's favorite topic. So with Well, that tells me you have opinions.
No.
So politics, we can go different ways. Obviously, we can talk about world issues, stuff that's like, oh, this sucks, this doesn't suck, this is how I would change it. I think this is terrible. We can go the government route. We can talk about presidents and governors and all that kind of stuff, or we can just kind of mix them all together. Kind of go wherever you want to go. But I mean, is political stuff something you follow really, or you just kind of? I mean, you have to live here, so political stuff affects your life whether you like it or not.
I feel like it's unavoidable nowadays.
Right.
When I was like younger, I just kind of avoided it because it's always been depressing. It's always, even though
Really?
I think so. Even though I'm a Democrat, I don't really believe that any politician actually cares about, the citizens.
Right.
Nah, it's just all about power and money.
Okay.
Mainly money, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, so... Yeah, but I'm a
You think all of them been that way?
Yeah.
Can you think of any president that you feel like was the best at not being that way?
No.
Okay.
Like, I can't even say that about Obama, which is like a lot of people's favorite president.
Right.
Because he comes from money, right? He wasn't like a poor person or anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, in the end,
Okay.
it's just money. Rich people doing rich people things to get even richer.
Yeah.
Even though, I guess... You could say there's like the lesser of evils we've had.
Right, right.
But it's like, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which is kind of what every election is for all of us, depending on what side of regardless of what side we fall on. We're like, okay, I feel like I'm just voting for the one that's not the other one.
Yeah, pretty much. Like the lesser evil here.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I'm not like a huge follower, but I feel like right now it's really unavoidable.
Okay.
Every time I go it's like you watch one YouTube short and then your entire timeline is flooded. Every time I open the app, it's like some political thing.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Which I hate that.
I'm exhausted. Please.
Yeah.
There's only so much, I can care about.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are some issues that do mean a lot to you that are happening right now?
Well, pretty much the whole immigration thing.
Okay.
Because, it's just racism.
Okay.
I don't know how you feel, but I always ask, online, there's like, oh yeah, illegals this, illegals that. It's like, I always ask, like, how are you actually directly impacted by illegal immigrants? No one can give me an answer.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that people aren't negatively actually affected by illegal immigrants.
Sure.
But it's like they're just spewing racism. That's it. No one can give me like a legit answer. Okay. Which is really disheartening. Obviously hurtful because I'm Mexican.
Right.
And it's, of course, when you think of illegal immigrants, it's like Mexicans. Like that's kind of
like
all
Asians.
Yeah, in our Asians are Chinese. That kind of like stereotypical kind of nonsense.
Well, if you go up northern, like Washington area, Canada, all that, that's where you get a lot of Russian illegal immigrants that are coming in from that way. But where we are, it's obviously mostly coming in from Mexico.
Yeah.
So I mean, do you think that the idea of closed borders is in and of itself racist? To say we need to have a process, we need to have people. Obviously, we've always been open to immigration. That's what our country is. It's a bunch of immigrants from everywhere else. I mean, unless you're Native American.
I know.
But I mean, all of us eventually, right? We came, like my great grandmother came from Italy. That's we can all trace back that we came from somewhere because America was not European. It wasn't any of that stuff, right? So do you think we should have closed borders? Or do you think we should just have open, anybody can come in whenever?
No, like I do agree about having like a system for sure.
Okay.
I don't think open borders would be the best thing just because, I mean, we as citizens are already suffering anyways.
Right.
And we can't afford things.
Yeah.
So like people coming in, I don't think they make things worse in any way, but there's just no way to help them either.
Okay.
So there's a process just to make sure we don't have like a huge influx of people coming in here. And then now they're like just homeless. Because isn't that what happened during the pandemic? Like a lot of immigrants were just homeless because, I mean, U.S. citizens were losing homes and because they couldn't afford it, they couldn't work, health insurance was just insane. Right. So it's like, so there needs to be restrictions for sure. Okay. But then the problem is that it's like all the people blaming illegal immigrants and immigration in general. It's like, are you actually affected or are you just being racist? Okay. Which I think is the problem. People are just being racist. Because I've never been affected directly by I can't say, oh, this illegal immigrant took my job, or this illegal immigrant did something to me,
right?
You know, and maybe it's like small-minded of me, but it's just from experience.
Sure.
I just never seen a negative impact due to illegal immigration. That's it.
But do you think they exist? Like, do you think?
Oh yeah.
Just because you haven't been personally impacted.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why I ask people. Like, I'm not being judgmental when I ask, like, what's your experience? Like, I'm seeking an actual answer,
right?
Because I want to understand. I know I did hear about, like, there was a couple in Texas. I think, was it Texas? I believe it was Texas, and they often had issues with people breaking into their farm, I believe, or their home, and it was like people crossing the border. So yeah, like, for sure, problems exist. You know, I'm not denying that. You know.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I think it would be wrong to put everybody that immigrates here, whether legally or illegally, into the same boat. Yeah. And say, oh, they're all doing the same thing. They're all criminals. They're all breaking the law. They're all doing that kind of a thing. But I also have a hard time necessarily calling it racism, only because, like, let's say there's a guy that has 4 or 5 friends that are all Hispanic, but they're legal citizens. Yet he still holds the view that illegal immigrants should be deported. So I would have a hard time calling that racism, only because he obviously has no problem with Mexican people. He's just saying that those that are here illegally shouldn't be here, right? So, because if it was racism, he'd be like, get rid of every Mexican here. I don't care if you're legal or illegal. This is all white people town in this country. Get everybody that's not white out of here. And that would be full on racism to say something like that.
See, that's what I'm saying, sort of like now. Now I have to ask that question. It's like, are you actually affected, or are you being racist? Because I feel like most people, just seems that online, at least, most people are just legit being racist. Okay. Or like repeating what some other racist person said. They make no effort to look into it, and they just keep going with that racist, ideal, whatever. But,
Well, I think the issue though is, like, if we say, even if somebody, and I think this is true of probably most of the people that are here illegally, right? Most of them are great. They're contributing to society. They're working hard. They're raising families. They're good people, right? They'd be what someone who might be against illegal immigration would be. These are prime candidates to make them legal citizens. These are the kind of people we want here, right? We don't want, obviously, I don't care where you're coming from. We don't want criminals and rapists and all that kind of stuff. No, I don't care if you're from Mexico or from Czechoslovakia. We don't want you here if that's what you're going to do. I don't care if you're an American citizen. But the thing is, if you're an American citizen and you're doing those crimes, you're just going to go to jail. I mean, assuming you due process and you're convicted of those crimes, you're going to go to jail here in America. But then what do you do if it's somebody that's from another country and they're not legal citizens and they're committing those laws and they do go through due process and they're convicted of, let's say, rape? Do we put them in our prison system and keep them there with our own tax dollars and all that kind of stuff? Or do we deport them and let the country they came from deal with that and prosecute them there for that crime? You see what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of where, and that's kind of where I'm coming from, where I have no, I mean, maybe some people would disagree with this. At least from my own understanding, I have no I have no problem. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what ethnicity you are. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care what your sexual preference is. None of that. I mean, I have my own views on that stuff, but that's not going to dictate to me how I treat you as a human. I see every other human being as my equal, and I'm going to treat you as such until you give me a reason otherwise. If I'm talking, I got a friend, he's like, hey, dude, by the way, last night I killed and murdered 3 chicks. I think that's going to change. I'm not going to view you as an equal with me anymore. I'm going to view you as an evil, horrible person. But that has nothing to do with your ethnicity. You could be white, black, brown, whatever. I don't care. If you've done those things, I got an issue with you. That's bad, right? So
for sure.
but when we're talking about something like illegal immigration, I mean, which is why it's called illegal immigration. And I do agree with the people that say stop calling the people illegal. They're not illegal people. I agree. People aren't illegal, but people do illegal things. So if we do have a law that says America's open for anyone to come live here, but you have to go through a certain process. You have to go through paperwork and background checks and all this kind of stuff, whatever it may be. And that needs to be followed. And then there's people that are saying, nope, not going to do that. I'm going to come in anyway. Do you think that there should be any kind of like repercussion for that? Or should there be just, no, whatever. I mean, it's not that big a deal. It's not like they're killing people. They just came over illegally. Big deal. You know?
Well, yeah, maybe this is... I don't know if this is controversial, but...
I hope so.
I hope. Like, my thing... Honestly, I don't see that as an issue. If they come here illegally and they're here to work, and they work, and they're not a burden to society or taxpayers, because a lot of people like to argue that they are a burden to taxpayers, but it's like, well, undocumented immigrants pay taxes too. You know, it's very good for them to do so for their paperwork, for legal status.
Right.
So, no, they're not a burden. And then the aid that they do get, because I'm not going to deny that they get aid, of course, they get aid, is less and very limited to compare to a U.S. citizen. And then I don't understand why people like to argue, oh, you know, all the aid and money is going to illegal immigrants instead of our vets and their children and Medicaid. I was like, no, because they're completely separate groups. They, you know, immigrants don't qualify for whatever vets qualify for. It's different money, I think. You know, I could be wrong. You know, I'm not an expert on this. I don't know.
I'm not either. So
but it's different, and they do contribute. They're here to work, not to laze around and like be fed by the government. You know, so I honestly don't see it as a problem. Yeah. Their crime was that they didn't wait, that they didn't follow like a 20-year long process, because that's how long it takes.
Well, that sucks.
And that sucks.
I think that should be reformed, personally.
Honestly, yeah. But it's like, they're working. So what exactly is the problem here? Are they not committing crimes? I mean, statistically, immigrants are less likely to commit crimes than American citizens. Like, I'm not making that up.
Like per capita, though? Like, because there's obviously there's less illegal immigrants than there is.
I'm not too sure on that, because I saw this recently. But of course, I can't remember.
Right.
Like, you read it, and you're like, oh my God. You know, you look into it for like a day or two, and then you completely forget.
Right.
I forget the details.
I'm
it's
with
like,
you, yeah.
It's like, I mean, if you Google it, I'm sure you can find it right away.
Yeah.
And I should have done my homework. That's my bad.
That's right.
Yeah, but it's like, so what exactly is the problem? Like, I fail to see the issue. And maybe I'm just being naive. But I don't see what the problem is. It's not like housing's gonna get cheaper just because immigrants are gone. Right. It's not them controlling housing. It's corporations. So why aren't we arguing, you know, fighting against them? Fighting against a government that allows this to happen. It's not the immigrants, you know?
Do you feel like there's any bias at all with you, though? Like, since you were born in Mexico, I assume you're a citizen at this point. So do you think there's, like, if you were... It's kind of a weird thing to ask because you can't really feel the way that you're not. But let's say you were European and you were living here. Do you think you would still feel the way that you do? Or do you think there's kind of a bias because it's kind of like your people in a sense? Like you came from there yourself. Of course, you did it legally, which is really the issue. Nobody has an issue with you being here. I shouldn't say nobody. If somebody had an issue with you being here because you're Mexican, I would call that racism. Right? Because you haven't broken the law or anything. You're just here legally. But do you think that plays a part at all? Or
I don't know. I mean, if I'm European but still an immigrant, I think I would still relate, even if my, you know... If I came legally or illegally, I think I would still, you know, relate, because it's just immigrants in general. But of course, we're focusing on the brown ones. You know, the brown ones are the issue. That's another reason.
Well, that's just because where we live, though. Like I said, it's just because where we are.
But if you watch the clips of people, well, it's usually MAGA, so I don't know how reliable they are. It's just brown people they dislike. But it's hard to find like a racist person that's willing to have like a discussion with you. that doesn't point the finger at brown people.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes any sense.
But it does, but it's difficult because I would say like if because of demographically where we are, we live in Southern California. Right? We are about 4.5 hours from the Mexico border by car.
Real close.
Yeah. So obviously, if there's any kind of illegal immigration happening in our area of the United States, it's going to be brown people from Mexico, right? Because it's right there, right? That makes sense. So if, say, you're an ICE agent or you are somebody who works for our government, that's job is to round up and deport, I know it sounds harsh, but that's the words they use, round up and deport illegal immigrants, then obviously the vast majority of them are going to be brown. Right? Which makes sense. And I don't think that necessarily means that the ICE agents are, hey, let's go find as many brown people as we can. Oh, look at that guy over there. He's a Russian immigrant. Nah, we don't care about him. Let's get all the brown ones. Obviously, that's going to be the majority because that is the majority of the immigrants that we have. Like if you had a quota, or you got to round up 100 people every day, and you rounded up, you probably couldn't even find 5 or 6 non-brown illegal immigrants
Here,
in this area, right? So I mean, they'd be hard pressed. So I mean, that would be a news report that everybody would be talking about. If it showed all the ICE agents and they had a bunch of white guys and they were deporting them, they'd be like, whoa, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
Oh, they're Serbians. Oh, okay. Whatever,
Oh god. Oh gosh, no.
You know what I mean? So I mean, I think it just seems, to me, it seems like kind of a jump to necessarily call it racism without knowing the reasons behind, because like I said, if the guys are just like, oh, I can't stand Mexicans, get them out of my country, this country's all, it's all white people only, and get all anybody that's not white out, then if that was the case, I would be right there with you saying, oh, for sure, that's racism. In fact, anybody says that, I think they should get out of our country because that's not cool.
Like, yeah, but see, the thing is that I have watched quite a few like shorts of people like recording, people being detained, and there's been a handful probably now, where they are U.S. citizens and they were just targeted because they're brown. They were stopped because they're
profiling,
brown.
right? Yeah.
So it's like those are the types of things that are like, well, is it not racism? Like,
well, but it's profiling, so that's a good topic. It's profiling. So but in those cases, when they find out that the person is a legal citizen, they don't deport him, right?
Yeah.
They still leave him here. If they do deport him still, if they knew that, then that's a whole different discussion.
They might not deport him, but they detain them for months.
Correct, because they don't know at that time.
But they do
because of profiling. They don't know for sure, right?
They do know.
They do know that they're legal?
Yeah, they know, and they hold them. Hold them anyway.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Well, that would be wrong.
Yeah.
I would agree with you.
I think that's also the argument. Like, even people who are against illegal immigration, they are very much against how ICE is doing this because nobody's getting due process. And that's the problem. They're not getting due process. They're just being detained for months, and then eventually, for whatever reason, no reason is given, they're let go. So that is the problem.
Let go meaning back into the U.S.
Back into the
Okay. Yeah.
Or if they are illegal, they get deported to some random country.
Right.
They don't even belong
there.
there.
And again, I think most of us would agree with that. That's what's happening, that's not cool.
That is happening. That is actually the truth. That is the world we live in.
I have a hard time with that though, because I feel when you have conflicting news sources, and then of course one side will say, well, that's because your side is biased, and then the other side says, well, that's because your side is biased, and really, honestly, all of us are sitting here going, I don't know. And I was on the fence with it until just probably a month ago. A friend of mine, good friend of mine, who shares a lot of political beliefs with me, and we were kind of giving the whole thing the benefit of the doubt, and we're like, okay, well, they're looking for the criminals and that kind of thing. But then he was telling me a story of a person that him and I both know personally, who I believe lives in Texas now, talking about how her son was detained. Total legal citizen, 100% legal citizen, right? Nothing. But he was detained, and then he was let go, like you said. He was let go once they determined that he was legal. But they were like, interesting. And he didn't have a record. He didn't have no criminal background or anything, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of made me think, okay, well, maybe this is happening some places. You see, that's a personal I've seen it with my own eyes kind of deal. Then I don't have to trust the media or the news and to know if I'm getting the right story. Yeah. I don't really know, but
I try to watch news like clips. It's too depressing, so I try to stick to shorts.
But that's hard, like, right? Because you're not getting this side and this side. You don't know. That's my problem. They show a clip. I'm sorry to cut you off, but they show a clip of, let's say, a police brutality, right? And they show, and that's all they show. It's a 30-second clip of a cop beating the crap out of some guy, and all of America's up in arms. That cop needs to burn in hell. We're gonna find out where he lives. We're gonna chop his head off and kill all his kids because all this stuff. And then, like a month later, the whole video comes out, and you see that the guy that he was beating up ran at him with a machete and was swinging it, and all this, like he's on drugs, he's acting crazy. But when you don't see that, you just see that little clip. Everybody thinks, oh my gosh, this cop is evil, terrible. Look what he's doing to this poor innocent man here. You know what I'm saying? So that's always scary too, to get clips.
I think I can't remember what, something like that happened and everybody was like furious, up in arms. Yeah. And then like a longer clip came out and I can't remember, but I think it was last year, a couple of years ago, where something like that happened. Yeah. And after that, I was like, I got better at not just jumping to conclusions. Okay. Like, obviously, I'm not like out there like typing in like kill him or off with his head.
I wouldn't think so.
I never do that.
You don't seem
But of
the
course,
type.
I feel outrage as well.
Right.
And then comes out, well, no, actually, the cop was the good guy in this one. So I'm like, okay, listen, learn for sure. And I do try to do that too. Like, I try to watch Fox News because they're very much, right-leaning and all of that. Right. And like, because I want to know like what they think, because I want to understand. Sure. I don't want to be all like hateful either towards Republicans.
That's good.
Like,
that makes you unique.
Yeah.
No, really.
Well, I don't know about
like a lot of people on your side of the fence on the left would be like they just watch left-leaning news sources and that's it.
No, I try to keep an open mind but gosh, it is getting a little harder when you see what's her name, Pam Bondi and she's like saying something. I'm like, but ma'am, that's literally not what happened. It's like, it's quite the opposite. So it's really hard to trust what the right has to say nowadays. Before, when I was younger, I would always try to do like a pros and cons of like, what every like politician had done, or like at least for presidents, But now it's like, I haven't done it for Biden or Trump. It's just like, oh God, I don't want to know. It's like, have they done anything good? Yeah. Because, I wasn't a huge fan of Biden either. Yeah. But of course,
nobody was really.
Yeah.
It was just that he wasn't Trump.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's how he won, right?
Honestly, yeah.
Trump won because he wasn't Hillary.
Yeah.
And then Biden won because he wasn't Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Trump won because he wasn't Kamala.
I know. What a tragedy, gosh. It's like, come on. Yeah. Like, even, I mean, you have to admit he's not good. He's not Trump, good at this. Yeah.
Trump. See, I don't know. Yeah. See, and this is where we might differ, only because I found, as I've done over 100 episodes of this now and talking with people, that I lean more to the right, in case you hadn't gathered that yet. No. But I also am not one of those people that says, oh, Trump's the greatest thing ever. He's never done anything wrong. He's a wonderful human being. Right? But for me, and I've noticed this when I talk to people that are on the right versus people on the left, and this is kind of where the rubber meets the road, is that I don't, I shouldn't say I don't care at all about his personal life, because I do. It makes him, it's his character, it's who he was, that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, his personal life and even the mean things he says and the way that his mannerisms, and he tells a reporter to shut up or whatever he does, I don't agree with that. I don't think that's the way the president should be behaving. But at the end of the day, that doesn't affect my life in any way, shape, or form. Like none. Him sleeping with a porn star, cheating on his wife, I think is immoral. I wouldn't do it. I don't think he's a moral person. But you know what? Him sleeping with a porn star does not affect my life in any way, shape, or form. Okay? So that's kind of the way I vote. That's what I look at. I want to know which America is going to be easier for me to live in. And in the last election, it's like I got Kamala Harris and I got Donald Trump, who, again, I don't think we're dealing with the two greatest people on the planet to choose from here. I mean, I wish we could have had a totally different candidate for the Republican side and for the Democratic side, to be honest with you, because I think she's the worst politician in the history of the world. But that's another story. So I tend, but see, I've talked to a lot of people on the left that just cannot even fathom the idea of voting for Trump because he says mean things and because he slept with a porn star and because... But of course, these same people tell me about their favorite rappers who the whole song is all about sleeping with as many women as you can, treating them like dirt, all this kind of stuff. And that's great. They'll drive down the street bumping that stuff. But Trump says one thing, oh no, he's the devil. He is the devil. It's like, whoa. Okay, to me, that's a big disconnect. And people talk about Trump derangement syndrome.
Oh gosh.
There's
I don't know.
some truth to that in some cases, I think. So
it's kind of hilarious to listen to him talk. It's
like,
sir, what are you saying?
Sometimes, yeah, for sure.
Like, what are you saying?
Yes.
It's a little funny. I shouldn't find it humorous, but it's like, because he's making decisions for this country.
It is.
But
it
it's
is
like,
humorous, though. It is in a sense. I agree with you that it's not. It shouldn't be funny, but it is.
Yeah, but it's like, God, I know. But it's like, but then he goes on rallies and says really mean, stupid stuff, which I feel do affect everybody. Yeah, definitely affects how people vote.
Yeah, of course, for sure.
So like for me, it is hard to keep like his personal life separate because he does use that to get people to vote a certain way. Sure. So it's kind of hard. But I also like to look at like the good things they've done, because honestly, during his first run, he was talking about tax cuts and all that. Did that ever happen? Because I didn't notice. Like for people like us, I'm like, I didn't get any.
It happened because Biden reversed it. I know he.
Biden,
come
on. Come on.
But as far as did it really affect you and me, I don't remember. That was 10 years ago at this point. So.
Yeah, I was like, God, what happened there? Yeah. I was just waiting for my tax money to come.
Right. Well, and I feel like this time around, he's definitely, and I think this is what's kind of ticking a lot of people off, is that he is moving fast with a lot of things. Right? He's like ICE, right, is one. Yeah. He's got, what's his name? Kennedy and doing the big pharma thing. And he's got, it seems like a lot of these things are actually starting to moving. And of course, the people that like the things that are moving forward are like, yeah! And the people that don't like it are like, oh, Trump sucks. I hope he dies. And and the other people, and I kind of fall in the middle there. I think, I'm not the people that are parading Trump around like he's Jesus Christ or something. But
I don't know, that whole what's his name?
RFK Jr.
Yeah, I don't know. He worries me. He sounds a little insane sometimes when I listen to his like explanations. Like, sir,
about like the big pharma stuff.
Yeah, and then autism and all that. I'm like,
oh yeah,
sir, what are you talking about? Yeah, like, no, I don't trust you.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think you know what you're talking about.
Do you think big pharma needs to be taken down though, or do you trust big pharma?
I don't trust it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I think that's why people. I agree. He said some kind of out there stuff about, especially autism and that kind of stuff. But his initial idea of saying big pharma is a problem. They've been pumping us full of garbage for years, and it needs to stop. I think that gets people excited. Yeah, because like, we've been waiting, and I don't eat healthy. I don't worry about most stuff. I'll just I go to the doctor here. Take this, okay. Whatever. Yeah. I'm the kind of guy that says if an organ's bothering me that I don't need, just take it out. Right? No. Like get my appendix out or whatever. I have family members and other people like, no, I'm going to try to keep it as long as get it out of there. It's a problem. We don't need it.
Like, I don't even like to take Tylenol. I'd rather just deal with my headache. Go to sleep. I used to be like that. But it's like, now that I'm older, right? It's like, actually, Tylenol is not that bad.
Yeah, I'll take it at the first before the headache's not even bad yet. Because I know when it starts, I'm like, okay, 2 hours from now, that's going to hurt really bad. Yeah. I'm going to take it now. That way, once it gets there, it's already kicked in, So I'll definitely do that. But so to hear him kind of say that he's going to hopefully get rid of that. But I mean, it was when people started talking to me, my daughter mainly, my older daughter, because she's very much into, I call her a hippie. She calls herself crunchy or scrunchy or whatever the word is now. But she's much more up on that kind of stuff. The food dyes that are bad for you and all this kind of stuff. We've talked extensively about that kind of thing. But the thing that was fascinating to me is that when you take a product from America that's sold in America, let's say, I don't know, I'll just use an example of like Kraft macaroni and cheese, let's say, okay? An American company that's here in America, Kraft macaroni and cheese, and you look at the ingredients list, there's like 47 things. Okay. You go to Germany or somewhere over there, some other country, and you get Kraft macaroni and cheese, 4 ingredients.
It's like, yeah, why do you need so many?
I'm like, okay, that opened my eyes because I'm like, there's something to that. Why do we have all that crap in ours and they don't?
They don't.
It's the same company.
True.
What? But they're making it different for Americans than they are for Germans.
Like,
what the heck is that? That's
kinda,
weird.
Kind of awful.
Yes.
Because even like for candies, I think it was Skittles or something, and I think in Europe they're colored with like natural dyes, and here we are with like bright greens.
Yeah.
Like I love them, but they're not good for me.
Right.
It's like worse.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And the question is why? Is it money? Is there more money in doing it that way?
It's always money. Probably.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, of course, but yeah.
But how have we fell for it for so long, yet all the other countries aren't?
I don't know.
Are we that dumb? They're taking advantage of Americans by these idiots. We'll fill all their stuff with all this garbage.
Is it because of Republicans?
Probably.
Honestly, because I mean, yeah, like the whole like private companies and like keeping the government, you know, kind of outside. Maybe that's why all the companies can get away with it. That's why like companies like Tesla moved to, you know, Texas and not California because California had a lot more restrictions. They can do what they want. It's like, so is like that really a bad thing to, you know, restrict companies?
I guess depending on the restriction and what it is, I think that it would be a case by case, right? Like some things probably you'd say, oh, this is, we need to restrict this for sure. Other things like, what are you doing, Newsom? Really?
I know.
Like, you do some wackadoodle stuff there, buddy.
I recently talking about Newsom, like, I don't know how. I was pretty, didn't really care about him or what he had to say, but recently he's been very more motivational with what he has to say. I think at the very least, I don't know if I buy it, but at the very least, I think his words are motivating people to like get up and be more like activist types, which I think is great. Like, you know,
do you?
I think it's great,
regardless of what the activism is about.
I don't know at this point, because it's Newsom. I doubt it's Republicans really like listening to him.
Oh, it's not
probably
at all. So, no, that's my point. But if it was a Republican governor and he was motivating people to get up and protest against the things you might believe in, would you be like, that's great?
Isn't that what Trump is doing?
Sure.
So
well, that's what everybody's going to do, right? Because we're gonna want to fight for what we believe is. So we're passionate about something.
Yeah. So just for speaking for Democrats, I feel like like he's inspiring people, which I think is great. However it goes.
But do you think, what I'm asking you is, do you think it's great because he's inspiring Democrats to go left wing?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Let's not
at
miss
least you're
words
honest.
here.
Yeah, at least you're honest.
Of course, like, I don't, it's because, I mean, Trump is doing exactly that for Republicans.
Sure.
And I'm not, like, fighting against it. I mean, everybody's going to do what they
Right,
can.
and I think that's the beauty of America, is that we have the freedom to stand up for whatever we believe in. I might believe something totally different than you, but I still would support your right as an American to believe whatever you want and to protest and stand on that. I mean, as long as you're not causing other... I don't agree with the protesters that are blocking the freeways and all that, because, like, look, normal people are trying to get to work.
I know.
Just leave them alone,
like
right?
Emergency services.
Yes. But if you feel strongly about something, even if it's something I disagree with, I think you have the right to picket with a sign or whatever, or tell people what you think and say, hey, we shouldn't be doing this because of this, or we need to stop whatever it is. You know, there are vegetarians that are fighting for the rights of animals because whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not a vegetarian, but I still support their right to protest the eating of animals. And, you know, if they succeed and they get really far and America outlaws the killing of animals for food, we might have a problem there.
Like, no, my bacon.
Right, you know? For me, it's not even bacon. Most people, it's bacon. I'm like, I'll eat bacon, but I don't think bacon's like the magic meat that everybody thinks it is.
I think I love bacon so much because I don't eat it often. Just like
special treat.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, oh, bacon, so good.
Okay.
It's like, you crave it.
Do you like the thicker cut kind or like the kind of crumbly
I
stuff?
like the crumbly bits,
you like it like overcooked, burnt kind of?
No, not too much. But I'll actually do it. Sorry, my tummy's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you need some bacon. Maybe we'll get some.
God, bacon's so good. Yeah, I do like a bit crunchy.
Okay.
It's kind of yummy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yummier than regular.
Nice.
What
I like that applewood, whatever, like the thick cut apple smoked bacon stuff you get at the. I love that stuff.
Is that like Canadian bacon? Or I'm not sure.
No, Canadian bacon is just like ham.
Yeah, but like
In Canada, they call ham bacon. So then when we put it on our pizza, we call it Canadian bacon.
Okay.
And we don't call it ham. But see, I struggle because I actually work. I have a second job. I work at Ricky's. I deliver at Ricky's, and we have ham as a topping, and then we have bacon as a topping.
Okay.
So when people order one or the other, I always have to explain to them. Okay, so I'll usually explain that bacon is like breakfast bacon, and that ham is like ham. It's cubed ham, basically. It's because a lot of times people say, "Oh, can I get it with bacon?" And then they're expecting like Canadian bacon, like slices of ham and stuff. And they get it and they're like, what is this? There's no bacon on this. And I was like, no, that's bacon. It's like crumbled breakfast bacon kind of deal, which is really good. Oh,
I was like, the best
so
kind.
good. Have you ever had pizza from Ricky's? Oh, you should try it. You live in town?
Yes.
Okay. You should try it. It's good.
Yum.
Really good. But anyway, that's not what we're here talking about.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
I don't remember where we were, but I do want to go back real quick
Okay.
to the deportation and the illegal immigration, just because I'm still kind of trying to get where you actually stand on it. Because I want to know, are you saying that it shouldn't? Because right now the law is you have to come over and you have to go through a process and you have to become a legal citizen, right? Are you saying we should do away with that? Or just that we should revamp and reform the process so that it doesn't take 20 years and then it's easier to do. But you still think there should be a process and people should come in, or just open up the borders and whoever shows up, shows up?
No, I definitely think there should be a process just to veto, people, make sure we don't get, what are they called? Cartel people coming through.
Right.
If you can even figure that out.
Right.
No rapists, no pedophiles.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah.
No murderers.
Because they usually announce that when they come over.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, my name's Bob. I am a murdering rapist. I would like to come into your country.
But,
sure, come on in, Bob.
But so that, yeah. It's like, welcome. Join the group.
Right, yes.
But so having, those background checks would be amazing.
Right.
Would be for the better. I don't,
Yeah.
And it'll add time, but how about not 20 years?
Right.
How about 1 or 2 years,
And
if
I
possible?
will tell you, I'm 100% with you. In fact, my solution, if, say, somebody put me in charge of the border, let's say, let's go back a year and say Trump put me in charge of the border. My first thing to do, which is what they did do, and this is what I agree with, is to go to the border first and stop anymore. Like close it down now to stop the continuing flow that's been there from Biden. Stop it. Boom. Okay, so now we have obviously lots and lots of illegal immigrants still in the country because we just stopped the flow we didn't do over here. Personally, and this is where I would go a different route maybe than what Trump and ICE are doing right now, is I would again do an extensive assessment of all of the undocumented immigrants we had. And then if there's ones that had major criminal records, not jaywalking, but like major like rapists, murderers, whatever, like heavy gang member kind of stuff, yes, deportation all the way, 100% done. But I agree with you, due process, make sure that is what they are. Yeah. Right? Not not just saying, oh, you look like a gangbanger, you got tattoos, get out of here.
What a ridiculous.
Brown guy with tattoos, definitely a raping gang member.
Right.
No, it'd have to be for sure. But yeah, okay. And then so they're gone, and now we have everybody that's here, including the illegal immigrants, are those that are contributing to society, no criminal record, wonderful people, hard workers, making our country better because of them being here. I would develop, and again, I don't know how, because I don't know what I'm doing. It's just in my head. I would develop some kind of fast track system to make those people legal citizens. And then they wouldn't be breaking the law anymore. Because I don't think we should change the law, but let's make it so that they're legal. So now you're no longer breaking the law, and now you're great. Now you're here, and now we have the border closed down. We don't have to worry about all the influx. And now we're going to start thinking and instituting a process that's going to be better than the one we currently have. That's going to make it faster and easier for those kind of people, the ones that are good people coming over to make our country better, to come in easier. That's what I would do. Yeah. So, do you have any disagreements with my plan?
None that I can think of.
There you go. Vote for me.
Yay! Ryan Hester. What?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I would never want to be in office. I wouldn't even want to be a mayor.
No.
Let alone higher than that.
So much hate towards
Yeah.
Like, I can't handle that.
Well, it's too much politics. Literally too much politics. You got to be schmoozing. You got to be kissing butts. You got to make sure this. And you see it all over the place. I was like, I'm just not that person.
No.
I'm too tell you what I think kind of person. I wouldn't last long at all.
I know.
Or maybe I would.
Maybe you would.
Maybe I would be.
You'll be so refreshing.
Yes.
People will love
People be
it.
like, this guy's the real deal,
Right.
you know? But a lot of people think that about Trump.
That's true.
And that's what gets him in trouble. Because he flat out says, this is what I think.
Like,
that guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
And half the country goes, oh, that wasn't nice. Man, that guy's harsh. And the rest of the country goes, yeah, you're right. That guy is an idiot.
But it's like the way he says it.
Right.
So, sir, why can't he just say that guy's an idiot? He calls him a dummy, something. Yeah. It's like, sir, that's just kind of embarrassing.
I agree.
Please.
It's a personality thing, and that personality seems very weird in the office of President of the United States. It doesn't seem very... I also don't like it when the President of the United States uses profanity. I think that's very unprofessional, and I've heard them all doing that. Yeah. Biden did it, Trump does it, Obama did it, you know.
Stop it.
Maybe not George Bush. I don't remember ever hearing him do any bad language, but he just said ridiculous things all the time.
He also nuclear. What was the other one? He choked on a pretzel and all.
Oh yeah,
my God.
Yeah. Well, and then his dad was the one that threw up right at the. Was it in China? I think he was in China, and they were eating at the table.
Oh really?
And like he got sick. Yeah, which obviously is like very disrespectful.
Yeah.
I mean, not that he can control it. No. How do you control when you get sick,
right.
you know?
Oh my God.
And I don't know the story. I don't know if he had like a stomach flu or what happened, but like he was eating with the like these Chinese whatever prepared this food for him, and he was like, "Oh, this is what I think of your food." Blah.
Oh my God.
I mean, how embarrassing.
Oh, and did you watch? What was it? It was Trump talking about windmills.
Windmills like for power?
Yeah, I think he meant like wind turbines, but he kept saying windmills, which is
windmills.
for like grain, you know. He just went on and on about how like stupid they are and how bad they are. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
But he meant turbines? Like,
yeah, I think he meant turbines. It's like, sir, why does this matter?
Right.
It's just the weirdest thing. It's like a recent thing.
Really? Yeah. I haven't heard that. Is there a problem with those? I thought those were good because that's a free source of energy.
And that's like what people are saying. Like, none of what he said is like based on reality. So we're not sure why he went on this rant. Again, that whole like, what was it, his mental capacity not being the best?
I don't know. Really, none of what he says is
that bit was just weird. Okay. He doesn't like them. He thinks they're ugly, and then he found other reasons to hate them. I'm like, wow, okay. And then of course people are like, oh, anything but the Epstein list.
Yes,
right? So it's like just anything.
Okay, well, let's talk about that for a minute because that's really interesting to me. Like, I don't know anything. I don't think anybody knows anything.
No,
that's what drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Is people talk as if they know. There's a list, and all these people, Trump's name's on that list, and that's why he doesn't. Calm down. I said, first of all, somebody's lying somewhere, obviously, because you have video of Pam Bondi saying that they had a list, and then now they're saying there is no list. So either they lied about it to begin with to cause a big ruckus, maybe to get elected or whatever they're going to do. If you elect us, we'll release the Epstein files. Or there is a list, and now they're trying to say there's not, or whatever, right? Who knows? I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows except the people that are involved in the inside, right? But my whole thing is this, and I think this is a pretty good argument. You tell me what you think. The Democrats have hated Trump's guts from day one, 2016. First time elected in office, right? 2016?
Yes.
2016. Right. And they have been trying everything in their power. Even this whole Russiagate thing, whether it's all his lawsuit stuff and all the impeachments and all, they've been trying to get him out of office for how long? And they've supposedly had this list of men who have slept with underage girls, and Trump's name is on the list, you're telling me. And they've had that this whole time, and they haven't dropped that hammer? to get him out of office? Are you kidding me? That would be the number one hit in their arsenal. Seriously. But they're just like, no, we're not gonna say anything. And then I'll say to somebody, and they'll respond and say, well, Ryan, that's because not only is Trump on the list, but a bunch of Democrats are also on the list.
Yeah.
So if they put Trump down, they're going to be putting down some of their friends. My response, they don't care. To get rid of Trump, they would step on 400 of their friends because they hate Trump that much.
Yeah.
They would do anything to get rid of Trump.
But I would argue the same thing about like Republicans, because people have argued that. Well, why didn't Trump release the list?
Right.
If like, what was it, Obama, Biden, like they're all in there.
Right.
It's like maybe the list doesn't exist, or because way too many Republicans are like powerful people who support him are on there.
Right.
We don't know.
So
it's like we're going back and forth.
Right.
But yeah.
But see, and here's the thing, though. Even if there is a list, let's say a list, an Epstein list exists. What's on the list?
Yeah.
Does it say, my name is Jeffrey Epstein, and I have an island where we all sleep with underage girls, and here's a list of all my friends who have all slept with underage girls? No. It's probably something like, and they're going to say, oh, Trump's name's on this list. Okay, well, Trump and Epstein were friends years ago. Before all this, and then they try to throw that on. Yeah. Well, how could you be friends with Jeffrey Epstein? This was 20 years ago, before anybody knew he was doing that kind of stuff, right? Yeah. Lots of people were friends with Jeffrey Epstein. The guy was a famous guy. He had lots of famous friends. So just because Trump was friends with him at some point doesn't mean he's sleeping with underage girls.
Yeah.
I don't know how people make that jump, but I don't know.
I mean, he has been accused before. Wasn't there a woman, like when she was a teenager, she accused Trump of that, but I don't know what came of it.
Well, see, that's what matters, right? And then, of course, people say, well, nothing came of it because Trump paid off the... See, and this is where you start going down conspiracy roads and stuff. I was like, dude, unless there's proof or whatever. Could Trump be paying everybody off? Sure, he could. He's got the money.
Yeah.
But that just because he has the money, does that mean he is paying people off? Does that mean there is a credible story there and he really did sleep with an underage girl? And I don't know.
That's yeah. I'm not too like, I do want to know who's on the list, but also more importantly, what do they do? Did they just go and hang out at the hotel or island or whatever? Right. Or were they actually like quote unquote clients? You know? Like, that's what matters.
Yes. I mean, these are rich people.
Yeah.
For all you know, they flew out. They had filet mignon and lobster tail with Jeffrey Epstein. They didn't even know he had a dungeon down in the thing with underage girls chained up. They had dinner. They got back on the plane and came home. And then after they left, Jeffrey Epstein went down the dungeon and did horrible things with these kids or whatever. Right? He was going to be prosecuted. Maxwell's already been prosecuted. She's going to be in jail forever. He's dead. So, I mean, obviously you can't prosecute somebody who's dead, you know, and then there's that whole conspiracy.
I know.
Did he kill himself or did they kill him? They killed him off because he knew all the names of all these people that were on the list, you know?
I don't know.
And that's, I have a hard time with that. I have a lot of friends that are very conspiracy theory, kind of, we go back and forth on anything from the moon landing to the Epstein list to 9/11 to all of these, an inside job, all this. I'm like, look, you might be right.
Yeah. No,
but unless there's proof and evidence, I'm not gonna say either way, right? So it's just like
I don't know. I think it's easier to believe that he was a coward, so he took his life because he didn't want to deal with everything. Than someone went out of their way to secretly kill him, assassinate him, and all of this, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Because think of all that would have to go into that. You'd have to, all the guards would have to be in on it. The prison system, the warden would have to be in on it. Everybody have to be in on it. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot.
From this far on, nobody's blown the whistle on that. I mean, really, I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you. I think if I had to pick one side or the other, I would say he was scared of the idea. This is a guy that's lived pretty rich his entire life. He's living lavishly, and now you're telling him for the rest of his life he's going to have to live behind bars. He's like, nope, I'd rather be dead.
Yeah.
You know, so.
It seems more possible.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Yay. That's enough politics for me.
Woo.
All right.
We made it.
We did it. We did it. And now we'll go spiritual. All right, cool. Let's jump in. Let's get some God stuff going. So you said you were raised Catholic, but you no longer hold to that, or? Well,
I mean, I still believe in God because sometimes things happen and I just feel blessed. You know, it's like, surely there's, a greater power out there. Okay. And it's nice. I like praying. It helps, because I have anxiety, and praying definitely helps me. Okay. It's kind of like a form of meditation in a way. Okay. And just feeling that things are not out of your control because God is with you, it's very calming.
Sure.
So yeah.
Sure.
So, but I haven't been to church in like a decade.
Sinner. No.
I know.
Not since they tried to drag you into the baptismal, right?
I know. Oh my God, no, never again. No churches, please. But yeah, I haven't been to church in a very long time. But
Define a very long time. Like years and years and years?
Yeah, many years. Like, I want to say I was still in high school when my parents and I stopped going to church.
Okay.
No particular reason other that church became more of a distraction with like children running, people just kind of, just not really being, just honoring being in church.
Yeah.
It was more a distraction. So now my parents sometimes watch church like on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Like mass on YouTube. Okay.
So would you say your parents are still pretty strong Catholics?
I don't think so either. Just like when I was a teenager, I had a gay classmate for the first time. And I was like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with him. So I decided I'm not going to hate gay people. This is ridiculous. So that alone, I think, makes me not very Catholic.
Well, do you feel like Catholicism teaches hatred of gay people?
See, that's the thing. Because I went to Sunday school as a kid. And no, it was all about loving your neighbor, respecting your parents, respecting other people, being helpful, being a good person. None of this hate. So I was like, where did all of this come from?
Yeah.
It's like,
the reason I ask this is because, like, is it possible, is it, in your opinion, is it possible to love somebody who is homosexual, let's say as a friend, like if you have a friend who's a homosexual and you love them just like you do your heterosexual friend, but at the same time disagree with their lifestyle as a homosexual? Can both of those things be true, or do you have to agree with their lifestyle in order to love them?
I think you have to agree.
Really?
Because otherwise, there's always... I don't know. It's a good question. I never really thought about it. Because, I don't really have any immediate family that's... Well, that I know of course.
Right.
That's like gay.
Who's told you about it.
Who's told me about it.
Right.
So I've never had to be in that position. And, since I'm not, anti-gay or anything, homophobic or anything like that, it wouldn't be an issue for me. But I don't know how my parents would feel. I think just from what, because I do have a gay stepbrother. Like I do have a stepbrother, so I wouldn't consider them family. I met him a handful of times in the span of 30 years. So it was like they're not family, barely acquaintances. Right. So just from that, having like a gay stepbrother and just like knowing gay acquaintances and how slowly, even though they're in their 70s, my mom, especially my mom, my dad doesn't really care, I guess, but especially my mom has like slowly changed because she knows these people. Right. I feel like you do have to sort of agree in a way to a certain extent. Okay. If you really love them. I don't know. It's I get it. I understand what you're saying. I think Catholicism doesn't, or Christianity, or Protestantism, I guess, because Catholicism is Christianity. But I don't think any of the Christian religions teach hatred of homosexuals. Yeah. But at the same time, it also teaches that lifestyle is sinful, right? So I think that the approach would be to say, at least my approach would be, and I get my approach from Scripture, would be to say, do I treat somebody who's homosexual any different than I would a heterosexual? No, not at all. I have friends that are gay. I have no problem with having friends that are gay. I've had people on the show that are gay. They're close with me. We talk about stuff. They're people, right? All these people that are in the name of Jesus saying, you can't be friends with gay people, you hate them or whatever. No, you're not getting that from Jesus. You're not getting that from the Bible anywhere. No. So my stance would be, I would treat them with the same respect I would anybody else. But if they were to ask me, Ryan, do you think that my lifestyle is sinful, or you think my lifestyle is not what God wants? Then I would have to say, yes, I do believe that, because that's what Scripture teaches, right? And for me, Scripture needs to trump anything I personally believe. It doesn't matter what I
really what I believe, because I need to align myself with what I think is true coming from God. But a lot of people take that to mean, therefore you hate me. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't understand that logic, because if I hated you, I wouldn't be friends with you. I wouldn't talk to you. I wouldn't do loving things for you.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
that's how I would show hatred for you. But yeah, so I disagree with your lifestyle. I don't think it's what God wants for you. And of course, maybe the response might be, and this has been the response, well, this is the way God made me. And this is the way that I process love, and this is the way I process, sexual feelings, and is towards same sex kind of thing. Okay. But again, I don't understand why there has to be that disconnect to where it has to be both in the same kind of thing. To use an example that I heard in a one time, these two groups of people were debating this concept, and it was basically two Christian guys. Well, actually, all four of them were professing Christians, but two of them were very affirming of the homosexual lifestyle. In fact, I think they were even gay guys themselves that were also Christian. And there was the two guys that were kind of going against that mindset. And the whole debate was about, does love require approval? Meaning, what you and I were talking about, saying, well, can you love somebody from the LGBT community while still disapproving of their lifestyle? This side over here is the Christian side arguing, no, yes, you can. The other side saying, no, you have to agree with our lifestyle in order to approve. So anyway, I'm just setting the stage. So then the Christian guy walks over, right in the beginning of the debate, walks over, and he what he says to the LGBT side, he says, do you guys love us? Me and my friend over here who are professing Bible-believing Christians, do you love us? And they said, well, yeah, of course we do. We love everybody. We're all about love. We love, 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 love. And the guy says, well, great. That's great. Do you agree with our stance that homosexuality is a sin? Do you approve of our belief that homosexuality is sinful? They said, well, no, we don't agree with that. And the guy says, well, you just lost the debate because you said love requires approval. Yet you just said you love us, but you disapprove of our beliefs, right? And what we think. So it was just kind of like, wait a minute, right? It's like he kind of flipped it on him. So I thought that was kind of cool. But anyway.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It is.
I don't know. I feel like if I was more religious, this question would be easier for me because I would be like, no, this is how it is.
Right.
But because I'm not, it's like, well,
yeah.
I actually don't know. I don't care, actually.
Yeah.
Not really.
Is that kind of because even though you believe in God, you don't necessarily believe in Scripture? Like you don't believe in the Bible or you don't believe in
church,
any of the holy books out there?
Yeah, it's like I read passages, but even in like Sunday school, it's always been like the nice passages, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Jesus loves you.
Yeah. It's like, so why would I turn around and be all hateful? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
And I do think that, you know, how you were saying that you can love someone who's gay, but then like say your lifestyle is sinful. Yeah. I feel like I feel similarly, I guess, if I were to say if I followed the Scripture, I feel like if I said that to other Catholics, then they wouldn't consider me a real Catholic.
Probably not.
You know, like,
sure.
How can you... So it's like, well, then might as well not be one then. God,
right.
I'll just pray to God. I'll just pray on my own. I don't need you guys.
Yeah.
It's like...
But see, that's why I think Scripture is so important, if it's true. Hypothetically, if it's true, because then that trumps anything that your Catholic friends would say. If they said, no, you shouldn't be friends with gay people, I would say, where in the Bible does it say that? Show me. Show me the verse where it says, as a Christian, you should not be friends with gay people. And they wouldn't be able to because it's not in there. They say, well, right here it says it's a sinful lifestyle. You're right. But does that mean I can't be friends with them? Are you saying I can't be friends with someone who tells lies? Yeah. Or someone who maybe cheated on their wife? I can't be friends with those people? Just shun them and say, get away from me?
Oh, the Bible says you can't have sex before marriage.
Exactly. Bingo! Good one. Right. See, I was trying to think of a good one. You thought of a better one. Right. The same person who's sitting here saying, I can't be friends with gay people is probably sleeping with how many women? Right. Outside of wedlock and everything else. They got 6 kids from 7 different women, or whatever, right? It's like, it's just crazy. And it's this hypocritical thing to where I think so many people that profess to be Christians, they tend to put that homosexuality one on the top rung. This is the greatest of all sins. All the other ones are just nothing compared to this cardinal sin up here of homosexuality. again, where's that in the Bible?
Yeah.
Don't see it.
I know.
I don't see this ranks of sins where that's on the top.
The worst, yeah.
Yeah.
And isn't like the Bible even scarier than that about like being like monogamous or something? Like you actually can't have a bunch of wives or something. So like some terrible things.
You can't have a bunch of wives.
You can.
There's
right or something like that.
We got to be careful there because it does say that people like King Solomon had multiple wives, multiple concubines. He had multiple children because he was impregnating all these women. But it also doesn't anywhere in there condone that. God doesn't tell him to do that. But then one might argue and say, well, why did God continue to let him do that? Well, we could say that about anything evil happening in the world today. Why do school shootings happen? Why do these terrible tragedies happen?
Because
got me.
Free will?
Right.
Right.
That's exactly that's part of the answer I would give for sure, because God didn't make robots.
It's like, do I really want to be micromanaged by God? I don't think so.
No.
I don't like my freedom thinking.
Yes, exactly.
I like making choices.
Right. Well, and I think he does too, because I think, again, and I've used this example a million times too, but like if I'm married to my wife, I want her to be willingly married to me because she willingly loves me. Not because I'm holding a gun to her head and said, you are going to love me and you're going to marry me and we're going to be happy.
Right.
And it's like, no, that's not love. That's forced.
Yeah.
It's like your baptism thing. They were forcing you to be baptized.
Scary.
How real would that baptism be to you? If they were able to drag you all the way there, they got you in the water. Now what? You're going to walk away from that going, oh, I guess I'm part of this cult now.
Right. Oh,
no,
God,
you would have ran screaming from the room anyway. I'm never going back there.
No. Yeah.
So you can't force that kind of stuff on people. It has to be voluntary. But so kind of back to kind of the Catholic, at what point was it just because your parents stopped going to church that made you start to question things, or
no, like as a kid, oh God, what's it called? Like taking, is it the Eucharist? Is that what it's called? See, I don't even remember.
Like
anymore.
the bread and the wine.
Yeah. So that's like super, like a holy sacred thing. But then when I went to church, like later on, also like in elementary school, I want to say maybe 9, 10, they started having just some guy give it to like the mass. And I was like, what is this? Who is this guy?
I mean, as opposed to the priest?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, what is, it was such a disappointment. And like, to see, it's like all my life, even though it's been 10 years,
right.
All my life I've been told how sacred this is, the body and blood of Christ.
Yeah.
And then now this random guy who's not a priest, who
right.
I don't know if, he's probably has a wife, which is, priests don't do that. They don't have sex,
yeah.
quote unquote.
Yeah.
It's like, there's this holy thing, and not just some random person can just give it out. Like, so was I lied to? I felt lied to.
Yeah.
This isn't sacred at all,
Yeah, it takes it away.
That was like my very first disappointment with the church. And it had a great impact.
Right.
And from then on, I was more critical of things. I'm like, and then of course when, because I've had anxiety since I was a kid. Like I remember being, 5, 6, having anxiety. Yeah. And then I would go, because back then, we never talked about mental health or anything,
right.
in the 90s.
Not like now.
Not right now.
Right. Yeah.
So I didn't know who to turn to except the priest. And of course, he's not a trained therapist, but you're taught that priests can help you, to trust them.
Right.
So he would just tell me, oh, pray. But that didn't help me.
Yeah.
Like, that didn't help me at all.
Right.
Like, so I was like, well, how much can I really trust this person when, all he can tell me is pray. I've been praying all my life, and here I am still, like, with anxiety and depression and all of that. So, slowly I became more critical, slightly more disappointed.
Yeah. So how do you gauge that then? Like, do you view that as there is no God, that's why my prayers aren't working kind of thing? Or do you feel like maybe you're praying the wrong way? Like what conclusion do you come to?
I don't know. It's weird because I still believe in God. Like I said, there's been like just little moments where I'm like super stressed and then I'm worried about something happening or not happening. And then it like kind of works itself out, and then I'm like, I feel blessed, maybe it's just simply coincidence, like, I am kind of rational,
like when things work out in your favor kind of
in
thing?
my favor exactly when I need him,
Right.
Like, just like when I was starting to lose hope and I was feeling really down, things work out. Yeah. And I feel blessed. It's like, oh, surely someone's watching over me. And maybe that's like a really ridiculous thought, maybe
I don't think so.
It's not rational or whatever.
But
I feel blessed. And so I'm like, there is a God.
Right.
Maybe I'm not happy with the church.
Yeah.
Or with other Christians.
Yeah.
But I believe there's a God.
Okay.
And it's a good God.
Good God. Is it a personal God, like one that loves and cares about you?
About everybody, yeah. And even like, maybe this is crazy talk, but I feel like even in like, we have all these religions. Yeah. It's just the same God with different images, different names, just so that people understand his message better. But I think it's
very different messages, though. That's
what I was gonna say. So, even though they have different messages, so I'm not sure.
Well, especially when dealing with Christianity, where Jesus claimed to be the only way of salvation. Yeah. That's kind of hard to.
I'm not sure about that.
Well, you couldn't be sure about it if you especially if you try to mold it with other ones that say the opposite of that, right? Because you have contradictions, and I know people like to talk about how all religions teach the same thing, and they say, "Well, what do you mean?" Well, they teach love. They teach respect. They teach all. Well, sure, they do teach all that. Sure, like you can take Hinduism and Christianity and Islam and all this, and do they teach? Sure, but they're also teaching very different things on some very important, crucial kind of doctrines. So that's where it's kind of like I can't. That's why I can't subscribe. I could easier subscribe to the idea that Christianity is not real than I could that all those religions are the same. Because there's just way too many contradictions if you were to try to slam them all. And, let's take, you took all the holy books and you put them all together. And you said, well, let's make all this fit together. You can't do it. You'd have to take out stuff, because this one says the sky is blue. This one says the sky is red. Okay. So wait a minute, they can't be both. Well, maybe the sky's purple, right? And it's full, or whatever. But so I mean that's what makes it difficult. But
when I went to Japan,
man, you've been all over the place.
I have. It's fun.
World traveler at 36. Wowzers.
When I went to Japan, still. Well, now so now my anxiety is quite a lot better because I went to see a doctor for medication, and it's worked wonderfully.
How long ago was that?
2 years. Okay. I'm almost 2 years.
Nice.
But I want to learn, what is it called? Grounding techniques. Okay. So I can get off medication. CBT. I want to try.
CBT is the way to go.
Oh, is it?
Not CBD.
CBT.
Not weed.
Not weed. Oh,
CBT. Yeah, CBT. Cognitive behavioral therapy.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only thing that's been able to help me because I've had anxiety since I was like 13. So.
Yeah. So I'm trying to learn that. And grounding techniques and all of that. Because I don't want to be reliant on it.
Yeah.
I forgot my point. What was my point?
You started talking about when you went to Japan.
Oh, yeah. When I went to Japan, I was like super anxious, a bit depressed for reasons. And we went to a Buddhist temple and I just prayed to God. And it was like, okay, this is a holy place. Like, sorry, that might not be the same God, but I need to pray. I need a holy place.
Yeah.
And it was nice. Yeah, praying has really, really helped me. There's actually a book. Of course, I don't remember the title, but there's a book in the library of like little bugs. It's like a beetle and something. It's like a little picture book.
Okay.
For maybe, I can't remember, it's
like
YA.
Kids book?
I can't remember if it's YA or kids books, but it's a comic. It's in the comic section. And they describe it so well that it's like one of the beetles is religious and the other one isn't. And they basically discuss how praying is like meditation for them. And I'm like, oh my God, you get me. This is exactly how I feel.
These bugs get me.
They get me. It was like so wonderful to see that. It's like, that's a good way to explain it. Okay. I think. Okay. Like why people pray. Right. Sometimes it's just meditation. Yeah. Sometimes it's like your duty.
Right.
Which I don't know. Should praying feel like a duty?
I don't think so.
I think that's going the wrong way.
Right.
You should be happy and love God. Yeah. Not be afraid of God or feel like it's a burden. That's kind of sad.
Well, that'd be like saying, is talking to my wife a duty? Or do I do it because I love her?
Yeah.
Right?
See, that's so thing. Awful.
Right.
Like, a duty.
Well, I guess I better go talk to my wife again. It's like, no, it shouldn't be grudgingly, and it shouldn't be with God either. I got to go pray. No, praying should be to me, the number one thing is communion with God, but it can be meditation, of course. I mean, I think even if God doesn't exist, if there is no God, I think there's scientific reasons why meditating does give you physical attributes, mental attributes. Like it gives you peace and tranquility. Like this is why these monks up in the temples, up in the mountains. That's what they're doing, right? They might not even, the God they believe in might not even be real. Doesn't matter if the end goal is that human kind of release or human healing in a sense, right? So. I don't know, but I mean, I like to think that when I'm praying that there is God and He is listening and He does care about me, and I think that also helps curb my anxiety because really anxiety is all it's motivated by fear, right? It's fears that we have. Usually with people with anxiety, it's irrational fears, right? It's not even fear of something that can actually happen, right? Yeah, you know. So the whole idea of prayer being my chance to kind of let go of that and just give it to God and say, all right, God, this sucks. I'm scared of this. I don't want to go on this trip because I'm scared of XYZ, whatever the case is. But I know that you know more than I do. You love me and care about me. And you have my best interests in mind. I'm just going to trust you with it. Doesn't matter what happens on this trip. Maybe I go and I have the most massive panic attack the world's ever seen. But that's okay because I know that you're in control and that you are able to get me through it and you are doing it for a reason. You're allowing it for a growth process and you're trying to teach me something maybe, right? And when I'm able to release that to Him, that takes away a lot of the anxiety as it is, right? Because now it's like, okay, well, not my problem anymore, right? Pass the buck, you know? So it's God's problem now. So, I mean, I think that's helpful. And I think it can be helpful, again, even if God doesn't really exist.
I think so too.
It can be like a mental exercise, you know.
Sometimes I do wonder, it's like, was like the Bible written by like the wisest men at the time, just because they could see how society was heading, and they were like, oh no, we gotta do this before we go extinct or something. Right. Especially with like, again, homosexuality. Maybe too many people were dying. This is like a conspiracy theory or whatever. Too many people were dying, not enough were being born because, you know, there was a lot of homosexual relationships back then. I think it's been discovered. I don't know.
Well, there was homosexual. I don't know about more. I don't know if
like was... it was. I mean, more than
like now.
No, more than we thought we knew.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like I watch all these, you know, like informative videos, and then I can't remember.
Well, no, it's true. I mean, even the Bible, you read the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. Right. That whole town came, supposedly, if what the Bible says is true. They all came out and saw these men, these angelic that look like men, and they all wanted to have sex with the men.
It's like, come on.
What? Yeah. So then Lot threw his daughters out there, or offered his daughters. We're like, what in the world? Like, there's some crazy stuff in the Bible. I mean, people that try to say there's not. Come on, there are some crazy things in the Bible.
So I'm thinking maybe birth rate was just really, really, you know, going down. People were not having children. They thought humanity was gonna die off, so they made these rules just to get people to have children. Yeah. Who knows? You know, this was one of like what ifs. You know, it's like I don't believe that, but it's like, oh, what if? Sometimes I spend my time thinking about that.
That's good.
You know, just like I wonder.
Once you stop thinking, I think your life's over. I think that's really kind of the purpose of life. You're supposed to ponder and explore and learn and all that kind of stuff.
That doesn't. I mean, some people might hate that I'm saying that, but that doesn't take away from my faith in any way. It's just interesting to think about. Yeah.
So, your view of how like the Bible came about, do you view it that way? Like a bunch of men got together and said, "Hey, we need to write some rules for people to follow."
I mean, I was raised to believe in Moses and all of that, but it's like maybe a man named Moses did. Was it Moses? Right? Yeah, did write it.
Parts of it,
but it was like maybe it really was God, or maybe he was wise and he understood what was going on in the world and he wanted to guide it in some way. Right. I don't know.
I have one reason for not believing that.
Tell me.
I'll tell you. Yeah. Here's why. Here's my example.
Yes.
if you let's say you went to, let's say the library. You went to the library and you took 40 library employees from Santa Maria, California, and you put them all in a room with their own little cubicle, and you gave them each 5 pages and a pen. And you said, all right, I'm giving you 1 hour. Without looking at your neighbor, talking to your neighbor, I want you each to write 5 pages on God, who he is, what he wants, the whole purpose of life, basically. Summarize it in 5 pages. And everybody says, okay, great. And then they all go for an hour and they all write their 5 pages, right? And you have 40 different people all from the Santa Maria Public Library, okay? And then after that, you take those 5 pages from each, which, if my math's right, that's like 200 pages, and you compile them all together into one volume, and then you go to read that as like an outsider. Let's say you go and you read what these 40 people have written. Now, do you think there's going to be harmony, or do you think there's going to be a lot of contradictions and disagreements about who God is and what he wants?
Oh yeah, for sure.
A lot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so and that's just 40 people that have the same profession, that live in the same town, have the same access to whatever that town has to offer, right? So they're pretty similar in that way, those people, okay? But then we look at the Bible, which is 66 different books written by 40-some different authors, okay? From all over the place, different time frames, different parts of the world, different professions, anywhere from a fisherman to a doctor to a tax collector. Like, you have all these different people, right? And these are all the books that these men wrote. And you put them all together in one volume that we call the Holy Bible, right? Old and New Testament. And it all fits harmoniously. Now, I don't see any way that man could do that by himself. I just don't. Again, because we're back to the idea of the library workers. There's no way they're going to harmonize. There's just no way. Like, they might have some similarities.
Yeah.
God is loving. Oh, they all thought God was loving.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a similarity. But this one says you have to spin around on your head and throw pepperoni balls up at the sky in order to be saved. And this guy says you got to do something totally different. Like, there's all these contradictions. But when you look at the Bible, you don't have that. So to me, that tells me that, I mean, I do believe men were used to pen it. I don't think a big hand out of heaven took a big marker and writing like this. I think he used the men, but I think it was divinely inspired. I think that God's hand was in all of it, because I just don't think man could produce something like that. I just don't. We don't have all that knowledge, and understanding of things. Like, I can write what I think about God, but I don't know what you think about God, or what the guy down the street thinks about God, and we're all going to match.
Right.
So that's kind of that's my number one reason for thinking that the Bible is divinely inspired. There's more, but I mean, that's kind of my favorite one, just because I like the example and makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I've told that to atheists before, and they say, that's ridiculous.
I was like, you don't know that. What do you know?
I'm like, well, give me a better example then.
Yeah.
You explain why you think the Bible is a bunch of... Well, what they usually say, honestly, is, well, but the Bible is full of contradictions. That's what they tell me. And to this day, I have almost full episodes where it's just me and another guy, like an atheist, telling me all these contradictions and me showing him that that's not a contradiction. Because it's not. It's something like, well, in Matthew's gospel, it says there was 2 angels at the tomb. And in Luke's gospel, it says there was only one. It says there was 1 angel. Ooh.
Oh, no.
But wait a minute. It doesn't say there was only 1 angel. So if there was 2, let's say there was 2 angels at the tomb. Was there also 1 angel at the tomb?
Yes.
Yeah. Right?
Yes.
Not a contradiction. Now, if it would have said there was 2 in this one, and the other one says there was only 1, that would be a contradiction. But it's all stuff like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was a tangent.
It was fun.
But anyway, so what about like afterlife? Do you believe in an afterlife, heaven and hell?
I sure hope so.
Okay.
I think it's kind of bleak to think that it just ends.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good to believe that there's more after,
Okay.
I think. Unless you believe it's something horrible, then no.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, so do you just believe in a heaven aspect, or do you also believe in a hell aspect?
That's a good question. I guess I guess there would be a hell, but I don't plan on going there, so it's not really something I think about.
I don't think anybody plans on going there.
It's like, I think God and I are in good terms. I'm sure he'll let me in.
Do you think that it's... So what kind of people do you think would go to hell? Who would that be reserved
Just
for?
someone who absolutely does not repent or regret doing wrongdoings.
Okay.
Just nothing, I think. So, I think just someone who feels nothing for another human being.
Okay.
Like
a sociopath kind of thing.
Probably. Or I think, actually, I feel like it would be worse if they did feel, for a human being, but then decided to be like, nah, and just kill them anyways, or, torture them, whatever, horrific things. So,
okay.
But
do you think there's forgiveness for anybody? Like, you think somebody that, let's pick something horrific. Let's say he's raped and murdered 20, 15-year-old girls.
I don't know.
And then after all that, let's say he's in prison for 40 years, and he is sincerely remorseful. He wishes he can go back in time and change all that around and not do what he did. Do you think that person should be forgiven?
I think God would forgive that person. I wouldn't, though.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't think society would. Maybe someone out there is like kind enough. I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not that kind, I suppose.
Well, nobody is.
Yeah, I think society wouldn't, but I think God would, because they are truly, honestly remorseful, for sure.
So you think with God, there's forgiveness for anything as long as it's true remorse?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. But not for me, though. Sorry.
Well, I'm with you, and I think that's part of what makes him God. And because if there is a God, I would hope that he's better than me.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Like more loving, more forgiving, more all that. Because if he wasn't, we'd all be in trouble. Because I wouldn't forgive anybody, really. I mean, it'd have to be pretty minor infractions. I mean, the guy that cuts me off on the freeway, I'm like, burn in hell!
Come on. I mean, you might say that at the time, but you don't mean it.
Right,
Come on.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because just earlier I was watching a YouTuber who kind of like, they were like talking about, what were they doing? They were just reviewing things about like predators, like what happens after them once they get caught. And there's one where one prisoner killed a predator, and the prisoner said, I don't judge this guy. Only a God can judge him. And it's kind of like the same sentiment. Yeah. Like, I mean, he even said, like, I just set up the meeting or something like that. Set up the appointment when he killed the predator. And it's kind of like, I mean, only God can really forgive you. Right. Like, I don't have to. I mean, it's a little contradictory because, you're told to forgive, but how much can you actually forgive? Right. Something like that is not going to happen.
Would it make you angry, though? Like if like, let's say, I mean, God forbid, it was like a family member of yours that was murdered, like brutally murdered, let's say, and you knew that the guy was truly remorseful and he was asking forgiveness, and let's say God forgave him, and then he spent eternity in heaven because of that. Would that make you angry? Would you feel like he needed to some form of punishment? He killed my sister or he killed my mom or whatever,
Probably because I'm planning on going to heaven. Okay. And I'm sure my sister or mom would be there too. Okay. So no, I'm like, I forgave you. Okay. God forgave you.
So but you kind of have like an eternal mindset to where it's like, this is earth, this is human life, it's whatever, but eternity, heaven after that. So
it's like we probably wouldn't cross paths in heaven anyway, so I don't have to think about them. Okay. Yeah. I think.
Okay. Well, that's a pretty Christian view of heaven and forgiveness and that kind of a deal. And I think I would agree with you. I don't think there's any sin, no matter how horrific, that's unforgivable. Like, I think God knows our hearts. Like, he knows if we're sincerely remorseful for whatever we've done. And I think that he's loving and he will forgive us and accept us and let us enter heaven even after we die, even after doing things like that, where a lot of Christians would say, no way. All these guys should be burning in hell no matter what. I was like, well, that's why you're not God, right? But then by the same token, and this sounds like what you're saying, it's the idea that they have to be truly remorseful and get that forgiveness from God, because that's for all of us, right? Even people like you and I that have not committed, at least I don't think you've ever committed
not that I can remember.
Even if you did, you probably wouldn't want to say it to everybody right now. But people like us, but that doesn't make us any less sinful. Like, we commit what we would call lower grade sins and that kind of stuff. So we still need forgiveness from God, and that's how we would enter heaven, right? Is by receiving Christ and that whole thing. And that's kind of a Christian viewpoint.
Like, even not being able to forgive this person is probably some type of sin.
Yeah.
But it's like,
probably.
I'm sorry, but you also have to be realistic here. I'm not a saint. I'm going to have some hate in my heart for certain people.
Yeah. Well, that's actually one of the reasons that I believe in God is when I see those court cases where it is a trial where the guy raped and murdered a 12-year-old girl or something, and they're doing the sentencing or whatever, and the father of that little girl publicly forgives that guy.
I mean,
I look at that and I think there is no, again, back to would a human being on his own be able to produce something like that? I'm like, there is no way.
I could never.
No.
I really don't think I could.
No.
It's like, no.
I'd be like the other guy in the videos where you see him jumping over pushing the bailiff down and jumping over to tackle that guy, you know?
It's like, justice isn't enough. I want my revenge now. Absolutely.
Right.
It's like,
well, because I can't even imagine the pain of even sitting in the same room as the guy who did that to your little girl. I can't even. I mean, I watch it on TV. It's not even my kid. I've never met the kid, and I'm angry.
It's like, I don't even have kids, and I'm angry.
Like I want to kill that guy.
Not.
I'm like, and I don't even know these people. You know, it's just so horrendous to me to imagine something like that. But but that's part of love. It really is, because when you love somebody so much, like you do your own kids or even someone else's kids, it's just, man, I mean, that anger, and it's like a two-sided coin, right? You love something so much that as soon as that thing comes into danger, you will do anything to prevent that danger, right? You will jump in front of a speeding train in order to push them out of the way, right? And love's a weird thing like that, you know, and that would be the same for my wife or anyone else that I care deeply about, you know. But it's funny because we watch the news and you hear all the time, oh, this tragedy, oh, this tsunami, and, you know, thousands of people died. And you're like, well, that sucks. Yeah. And that's kind of as far as it goes. Yeah. I'm not weeping on the floor. I'm not like overcome by emotion. It's like, but somebody is, because that was somebody's family member, you know, so. Yeah. It's a hard one.
The weather's crazy right now. Fires and floodings and oof.
Stupid Trump. That's climate denial.
God. And gosh darn Republicans.
Oh man.
It's like for that one, it's like, stop going after people. Like, let people watch all the Netflix they want. Yeah. You know, it's the companies that are polluting, you know, the massive amounts of pollution. Right. It's not the people. Yeah.
And I'm not for polluting. I mean, I think we should be careful with that, of course, but I also am not sure I can say that this global warming or climate change or whatever they're calling it, depends on the week, they change the name all the time, right? Or they're saying all these wildfires in California, or, you know, hurricanes in Florida, or tornadoes in Alabama, whatever it is. They keep trying to blame it on this, what they're calling climate change. I'm like, how long is our recorded history of climate? A couple hundred years back, maybe?
I have no idea.
Not that long.
Not that long.
So, I mean, we're
not too sure.
In order for us to really gauge it, we'd have to have like thousands of years, right? We'd have to go back to whenever that ice age was that we saw.
I mean, we had the ice age. That's like, you know.
And we've had multiple ice ages, supposedly. That's what I'm saying. So how do we know? How do we know in theory that the common temp of the Earth doesn't get to a certain point and then it falls back down again? But see, the climate, the global warming or climate change people, their proposal is that it's getting, we're measuring it now, we can see it's slowly getting warmer every year, right? And they're taking that and they're jumping to the conclusion that therefore, in this amount of time, assuming it continues to go the same direction, we're going to die of heat death at some point,
that's
right?
The worst kind of death.
But to me, that's a huge assumption, because that assumes that it's not going to get to some point where it starts to come down again, and then rises up to a certain point and then comes down again. So I don't know. But again, I'm not a scientist. If a scientist was sitting here, they'd say, "You're a stupid idiot. You know what you're talking about."
I see no problem in being careful, though, or at least trying to recycle. You know, it matters, but I don't know if, you know, we're gonna die from it. I don't know.
Yeah. You know what sucks about recycling?
What?
When you go to places like Panera or places like that, and they have the 3 slots:
oh,
landfill, recycle, whatever. It's like these 3 options, and you're looking at all the little pictures trying to figure out what you have, where it goes, and it's like, wait, the same picture's on like 2 of these. I get to pick which one, and then you go through all that trouble, and then you realize that below those 3 slots is the same trash can.
Yep.
You're like, what the heck kind of joke is this?
I know.
Is there like
so
a hidden
ridiculous.
camera, and you're gonna make a reel and show all these idiots?
Oh my god!
Oh, it's terrible.
I know, it's crazy.
Stinking funny. But. All right, well, let's end on this. We'll end on. I know that you don't believe in necessarily Christianity, even though your beliefs about God kind of fit that mold, probably mostly because that's what you're kind of brought up in. And I know that you don't believe in like the Bible as a whole and say everything in there is 100% true, right? But like, what would have to happen for you in order for you to believe that?
I would have to. I don't know. Can anything convince me? You know. Well, first of all, I would have to reread the Bible first.
Okay.
Because I mean, other than Sunday school, I haven't touched it. You know, so I don't know what's in there. I don't remember. Just be good.
Yeah, but as you read through, if you didn't really believe it was all true and from God, then you would read certain things and go, nah, I don't agree with that.
Like, nah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question, but it's not something I've ever considered or thought about. Like, could something make me believe that, yes, like the scripture, word for word, believe it as it is?
Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
Is that a bad answer?
No, it's
like,
honest.
I really don't
it's
know.
An honest
it's not,
answer.
Yeah.
I'm always fascinated by that question because everybody kind of has a different answer to that.
Yeah, like, I would definitely, it'll have to be something that I want to do for myself first. I don't think someone else could convince me. It never works. You know, whatever it is, it never works.
Because then it's back to that forcing thing.
Yeah,
where you feel like you don't have the free will to choose. You're being coerced.
And then, like, I don't know, pettiness, rebelliousness. You're like, well, now I'm definitely not gonna believe, you know,
just because I don't want you to be right.
Right. It's like, I don't know why we're like that, but we're like that.
Right. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That pride, stubbornness.
I'm super petty, so I probably do.
Yeah. Okay.
Just out of pettiness.
Cool.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if something could convince me. Hopefully, it won't take like a tragedy to make me go back to reading the Bible.
Yeah.
But
do you think a tragedy would do that though? Because some people, a tragedy happens and it makes them go the opposite direction. Yeah. There can't be a God because if there was, he would not have allowed that to happen.
I think that would have already changed my mind. Like, I haven't been through like something super awful, but I mean, I hear about awful things all the time, especially, you know, the classic one, why do children get cancer? Right. That is an excellent question.
It is.
And I don't know. And it seems so unfair, and it is unfair.
Right.
And I don't have the answer. I wish I did.
Yeah.
But
I'll take a stab at it.
Go for it.
So like, I think we have a problem with that because we are very much focused on humanness, humanity. And most of us will view our lives as being 80 years on the earth, maybe if we live that long, if we're lucky. That's about the average lifespan, right? 70 or 80. Yeah. And we think that's all there is. But if, hypothetically, there is a spiritual life that is eternal, right? And our souls will live for eternity. Then really, in light of eternity, what's 80 years in a human body with pain and suffering and all this stuff? Nothing, right? It's a blip on the radar. It's nothing. It seems like everything to us because right now, it's all you and I have. It's all we focus on. We have our families, our jobs, our this. We do this. We go have fun. We do these things. That's our entire existence, right? And we're so focused on that. So when we see something like a child gets a disease or they die young or whatever, or younger than we would expect them to, we see it as a huge tragedy. But what if from God's perspective, he views only the spiritual aspects of things. And in his all-knowing, he sees that it's better spiritually for the soul of that child for them to only live 6 years on the earth. But we don't see that part.
No,
right?
It's
so,
hard, yeah.
I mean, if he has that ability to see that aspect, then I could see why that would happen, right? Or sometimes I'll use the example of like, since I'm a Christian, I believe that Jesus is the only way of salvation. And when I talk about my children, obviously, because I believe that, I want nothing more than for that to be true. And if I was God and I was all knowing, and I knew that the only way that my daughter, let's say, or my son were to become a Christian, right, receive Jesus as their Savior, was to get in a horrendous accident and almost die and lose all 4 of their limbs and be nothing but a torso for the rest of their human life, right? But if I knew that was the only way, like they literally would not get there any other way, then the loving thing for me to do would be to wish that on them.
That's crazy.
It is. It sounds nuts. It really does sound nuts. But it's the picture of like having that knowledge and understanding. Of course, I don't know that about my kids. I have no idea what it would take for them to come to that place. I don't know. Yeah. But God does, is kind of my point, you know? So, anyway. It's probably not the best answer, but that's kind of the one I have right now.
Yeah, well, I think it's just because your faith is strong that you see it that way. I'm assuming, right? Yeah. For me, I don't know if I could say that. Yeah. Right. I don't know. It's a bit scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, especially if you're not sure you believe that. Yeah. I mean, why would you feel that way? Yeah.
And like, it makes sense how when like a young person dies, you're like, well, at least they're with God now. It's usually what we say. Sure. And yeah, that's, you know, they don't have to suffer anymore. Yeah, they're in a better place than here. Coming. Yeah. Or we say, oh, God saved them, you know. Right. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, the sadness is with the people that loved that child, right? They're the ones that have to deal with the loss and suffer through that, to where if heaven's real and if that kid's really with God in heaven, they're like, this is great. Woo-hoo! This is the best I've ever felt. This is the best time of my life, like, you know? Freedom. Right.
Yeah, it's just peace, absolute peace.
Yeah.
How nice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So cool.
Yeah.
We made it. Is that fun?
Yeah.
Good times.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much again for checking out another episode of the Why Can't We Talk About That podcast. My hope is that you'll spread the word about this podcast to others that you know, and I always appreciate feedback. So please send me an email at whycan'twetalkaboutthat@proton.me. And if you know anyone who would be a good guest for the show, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.
I do have something that I need to tell you.
Okay.
I'm judging you.
Good.
On your beta.
My beta fish? Okay. Like also my daughter's.
That tank is way too small.
For that beta? He needs a bigger tank.
It needs to be at least 5 gallons, which is like this size.
For a little tiny beta? Okay.
And it needs a lot of plants in there, like natural plants.
So he's very depressed.
Yeah. It needs entertainment.
Okay.
Just like go and talk to him. Even or her, I don't know. It's a him, right?
I have no idea.
Probably a him.
His name is Fitzgerald.
Oh. That's an amazing name. That's a great name. That's actually good.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you the story of Fitzgerald real quick, because it's my daughter who, again, is the one that wanted this guy over here, Ollie. So she tells me and my wife one night, she goes, hey, can I get a fish? Because my friend has this fish, this beta fish, and they can't keep it anymore. So she's just going to go throw it in the pond somewhere. And my daughter's like, oh, I don't want her to do that. Can I take it? Can I go get this fish? And me and Bethany are like, what? So we're like, okay. So she gets the fish. And she had to go down and buy the little thing and stuff. So yeah, but I'll be sure and let her know. Yeah. Say, hey, Raquel says that you're mistreating this fish. He would have been better off thrown in the lake, is what she said.
That is exactly my words.
Look, wind is the most expensive form of energy, and it destroys the beauty of your fields and your plains and your waterways. And look out there. There's no windmills, but if you look in another direction, you see windmills. When we go to Aberdeen, you'll see some of the ugliest windmills you've ever seen. They're the height of a 50-story building, and you can take 1,000 times more energy out of a hole in the ground this big. This big. It's called oil and gas. And you have it there, the North Sea. This big, that nobody would even see. You can take 1,000 times more power because the wind is intermittent. It doesn't work. It's extremely expensive. All the windmills are made in China. They used to be Germany and China. Now they're mostly in China. They all come out of China. They say that the blades, which are carbon fiber, you can't bury. Oh, okay, you can't bury. What are you going to do? Dump them in the ocean someplace? Because they only last a certain period of time. And remember, a windmill has a life of 8 years, especially when they're out in the salty sea and they start to rot and to rust. You're going to have to replace them. It's very hard to replace them. Wind needs massive subsidy. And you are paying in Scotland and in UK and all over the place where they have them, massive subsidies to have these ugly monsters all over the place. So I've restricted windmills in the United States. Now, a couple we have, you know, the poor stupid people at the beginning, they approved them, so they have their full approvals. But I've restricted windmills in the United States because they also kill all your birds. You know, they wipe out. You know, it's interesting. If you shoot a bald eagle in the United States, they put you in jail for 5 years. And yet windmills knock out hundreds of them. They don't do anything. You explained that. So it's a very expensive energy. It's a very ugly energy, and we won't allow it in the United States.